by the worldwide internet football community, myfootballclub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening.
Good evening and welcome to Rebels Radio. Apologies for the sound and the volume. We are at a very loud Siggy Stadium in South Wales. How are you, Ade?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm okay. It's a little bit fresh where we are. We've got an aerial spot today.
Yeah, I think we might just blow away tonight, mightn't we?
Yeah, that bit of paper might. Anyway.
All right.
Yeah, it's all a little bit cold up here. We're in South Wales. It's a little bit cold. Ade's got his coat on. We're on a little television gantry. Welcome along, everybody. At the moment, you might not be able to hear very much, so we'll just wait for this to finish. As Gary House, we can see beneath us. We're just waiting for the teams to come out. As you might be able to tell,
everything's blown away.
We're okay. We can't exactly hear what's going on, but this will stop shortly. Oh my God, we're just having a bit of carnage. We are very, very close, as you may be able to hear, to all the microphones and everything like that. So I'm going to try and take a step back as far as I can. So we're here for the FA Trophy second qualifying replay. And
it stopped.
Ade. Oh, here we go. Wait.
1, Tom Bradley. 2, Dan Summerfield. 3, Jared Wright. 4, Chris Leake. 5, Jamie Rubery. 6, and Captain Ryan Green. 7, Kerry Morgan. 8, Gavin Williams. 9, Kane McLagan. 10, Ryan Newman. 11, Ian Traylor. 12, Steve Williams. 13, Giles Cutland. 14, Matthew Harris. 15, Guillermo Bowser. And 16, Corey Jenkins. And for Slough Town, 1, Jake Somerville. 2, Sean Fraser. 3, Ryan Parsons. 4, Billy Jeffrey. 5, Rhys York. 6, Adrian Sear. 7, Lee Rumbold. 8, Jamie McClug. 9, Johnny Dyer. 10, Jake Parsons. 11, James Dobson. 12, Ben Edwards. And 17, Trent Phillips. Tonight's referee, Mr.
I think they missed out Ed Smith there as well.
Assisted by Mr. Ryan Kenny from Swansea and Mr. David Morgan from Swansea. Tonight's match sponsors, Trade Centre Wales, and many thanks to Trade Centre Wales for sponsoring tonight's match.
Hang on, I'm just going to give Bakes my coat.
Okay, cool. Well, just in case you didn't catch that, the changes for the Rebels tonight is a welcome return to Lee Rumbold, who's going to be playing in the number 7 shirt. He comes in for Luke Knight, who's got a dead leg. And we've also got Dobbo coming in as well. And he's in for Ed Smith, who is here and on the bench. And we've only got the 3 subs, so that's Ben Edwards wearing 12, 14 Ed Smith. And hopefully Trent Phillips doesn't have to come on, but if he is wearing 17. And for Merthyr, the only changes that we have is coming in at number 5 is Jamie Rubery. We believe he's a centre-back, and that will mean Jared Wright will go to left-back in place of Adam Davies as the music comes back on.
I can't believe I left my gloves in the pocket of my coat that I just threw down to him either. Look.
Around the way, so you're ready to piss. Mind your own biz, cause I am back, yeah, the microphone biz. Leave the safe, cause it's all in the dip. Ready for this. Doing everything, yo, just to survive. Above the wall, I think I stand. Here on stage with a mic in my hand. Busting it loud into the crowd. The age is 20, I'm from the south.
Let's welcome Merthyr Town and Slough Town for tonight's FA Trophy.
So if you can hear us over the music, oh, they turned it off. That's good timing. No.
1 Tom Bradley, 2 Dan Summerfield, 3 Jared Wright, 4 Chris Leake, 5 Jamie Rubery, 6 and captain Ryan Green, 7 Kerry Morgan, 8 Gavin Williams, 9 Kay McLagan, 10 Ryan Newman and 11 Ian Trailer. And for Slough Town, 1 Jake Somerville, 2 Sean Fraser, 3 Ryan Parsons, 4 Billy Jeffrey, 5 Rhys York, 6 Adrian Sear, 7 Lee Rumbold, 8 Jamie McClug, 9 Johnny Dyer, 10 Jake Parsons and 11 James Dobson. Tonight's referee Mr Adam Ricketts from Bristol, assisted by Mr Ryan Kenny from Swansea and Mr David Morgan from Swansea. Tonight's match is sponsored by Trade Centre Wales, and just to remind you, should the scores be level after 90 minutes, there will be extra time, and in the event the extra time is even, there will be a penalty shootout.
Okay, hopefully you stopped with the broadcast there, but we are in an elevated position. Oh, here we go. You're carrying on, isn't he?
Didcot Town at home on Saturday the 29th of November at 3 o'clock kick-off.
Has he finished?
No.
He's still carrying on.
And after Swindon Supermarine, again at 3 o'clock kick-off.
Okay, so we'll start again. Good evening. Welcome along to the Sig E Stadium.
Penyderren Park.
Penyderren Park, as many people are. A 3G surface, as the referee just calls together the two skippers. It's the same two skippers on Saturday. Jamie McClurg, dressed all in purple for Slough in the right-hand half as we look at it, and his opposite number, Captain Green.
Yes, the referee today is Adam Ricketts, and before you ladies miss out thinking that it was Adam Ricketts, ex-Coronation Street actor, I can assure you that it isn't.
No, it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, quite a one-sided game on Saturday in Holloway Park, Buckinghamshire, with Merthyr all over us. If you're joining us for the first time, please do contact us during the game through the MyFC forum, through Twitter's probably the best thing. Slough going with a different formation today. It looks like they're playing a 4-5-1 with Johnny Dyer up front. Ed Smith, who I think was feeling his back slightly on Saturday, is on the bench. And jet setting in for the Rebels is Lee Rumbold straight into the starting 11.
Yeah, and there are a smattering of Slough fans around. I can see a couple of shirts and a scarf or two. So there are some people from Slough, or some Slough supporters here, shall I say.
And we're about to get underway. Slough shooting from right to left in this first half. It's Merthyr kickoff. Merthyr dressed in the same kit they were wearing on Saturday, which is white shirt, black shorts and black socks. And we're underway. And immediately on this 3G surface, the ball running nicely. It's a little bit slick and wet when I was down there earlier, Ade. Ball back in the centre-back position. They're just passing it around as all the fans start to make their way around. It looks as if the Merthyr fans are congregating in the stand on the far side, and we'll go down towards the right-hand end to just watch the way they're shooting. But obviously the draw...
Slough appealing for a handball. The ball came to Ryan Green, who slid in on the fantastic surface, and the ball caught him on the hand.
But not a lot to do in there. We're just in the very initial stages. But Merthyr already looking dangerous, trying to flick the ball out wide. And it looked like Fraser handled it there, but it's back with McLagan in the centre of the park, passing it across to that new man in the middle there, Leake again. He's playing in a slightly more central role than he was the other day.
I think they've kind of swapped him, knowing that McClurg will try and pick up Gavin Williams.
And Parsons got booked on Saturday, just wins that header, and it's down in front of us. Dobson gets his first touch of the ball, plays it up the line, but he's putting Green under a bit of pressure all the way back to Bradley in that goal. Still in the same red kit. Hopefully it's been washed since Saturday.
I think Gavin Williams is, because he's got that bit of... No, he's still got a bit of dirt on his shirt, hasn't he? So
maybe they didn't bother... No, that's his undershirt. So maybe they didn't bother washing his undershirt.
He didn't wash his undershirt then, did he?
No, as some of the locals just said, he doesn't often get his shirt dirty, but he scored a cracking peach of a goal as Leake attacks down the right-hand side. He's driving towards the byline, pursued by Rumbold, who looks a little bit tan.
Summerfield's
played it inside to Summerfield. Summerfield drives it across the box. It's towards the far post. Had Summerfield skirting, but it's out for a goal kick on the far side as a good smattering of fans underneath and behind us make a little bit of noise.
Yes, and Summerfield there got into the box, and he looked like he was just trying to play that ball across the goal, but he scuffed it, and it was a bit closer to the goal than ever. And Jake Somerville said there's a problem with the ball. Still round.
Yes, round. We are in Wales, but it is a round ball. It's not that oblong shaped one that they do favour out here quite a lot. Hopefully, if we've got any first time listeners,
please throwing the ball off, but they need another one to go back on.
Yeah, they're just saying it's a bit of a lemon, but another ball's out to Somerville, who's returning to the side. He's got a slight knock on his hand, we understand. I think he got trodden on in his bad shot league game on Saturday.
Finger, hasn't he?
Yeah, but there wasn't much option with Alex Gogic going back to Reading after his month loan spell, which was quite fruitful. He played very well, didn't he?
Yes, it's often handy when you've got the goalkeeper's father in your car as you come up, isn't it? We get a little bit of the gossip as we come up.
Yeah, well, I was glad not to be in the coach. I'm not sure that journey would have been much fun today. As the long clearance from Somerville finds the feet of Johnny Dyer, flicks it back into the left back position to Parsons on the halfway line. Just looks to drive a ball down the line in the direction of McClurg, but Slough battling well early on, and there's an offside decision there against Jamie McClurg. So stop in play, and the referee there just pulls it back. But Merthyr quick to play at tempo, and it's now back with Williams sitting deep inside his own half. Just steps over, plenty of time to pick a pass, and plays a long ball in the direction of Traylor and Parsons. Down right, Traylor chests it, keeps it in well, plays it off to Summerfield to McLagan. Merthyr already starting to move the ball around nicely here, Ade.
Yeah, they are indeed.
And Traylor just keeping it in very tight, but Dobson just bunches off him. It's 11 versus 11 down on that side, and McClurg just heads the ball back inside and plays a flick in the direction of Rumbold. Too much for Johnny Dyer, and it's out in the direction of the lack of Slough dugout just down in front of us. Merthyr getting a little bit of encouragement here. I think Slough would do well to quieten the crowd down, keep it quiet for the first 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, I think the crowd are very expectant tonight. They're a lot of them expecting to win this game quite easily after Saturday's performance.
Dobson clears from his own corner quite deep, but it's only Johnny Dyer up there. He battles with Green, but it's still controlled, and McClurg tries to pickpocket Williams there, and now Wright's going to have to go all the way out to left back Jared Wright. Sorry, not out, left back to Jared Wright.
That's Rubery,
who seems to be playing in the left back position today.
No, he's playing centre.
As
He's offside.
Much to the derision of the local fans.
And he's just kicked the ball away as well, Traylor.
Traylor not enduring himself, and
Rod Gilbert, the Rod Gilbert lookalike, the
Jenkins.
Yes, the Merthyr manager. According to John, looks at it. He does really look a lot like Rod Gilbert. So
I haven't ever seen the two of them in the same place.
Really?
Let's just say that.
Well, he's not happy with that decision, but.
Tom, I do have the team sheet for tonight's game, but it's not the best quality team sheet ever. I'll let Ade commentate, and then I can take a photo of the team sheet that we've been given. So, Ade, you just carry on.
All right, shut up then. The ball is just out for a moment underneath us in our high gantry position. It's going to be a throw-in for Merthyr with Somerville taking it. It's crossed and it's back to Williams in the centre midfield. Plenty of time, no one closing him down. Free run. Still got the ball just inside the Slough half. Gives it to Morgan, who plays a wide ball out. And is he going to keep it in? Yeah, Summerfield does very well to keep that in. That was a terrible pass by Morgan. Knocks it back to Bradley as Dyer comes in to try and close. McLagan wins the ball. Reece York trying to clear up before Ryan Parsons launches it higher than our commentary box. And the ball is headed away by Captain Green. And it's Newman. He's flicked the ball through. And it's a great save there by Jake Somerville. And that was Newman on the far side with a lovely ball. And it was Kerry Morgan with the effort there. But Summers comes off his line well and blocks the ball. Danger for Merthyr here at the moment. They're looking very, very good. Slough not getting in the game. As the now famous Captain Green, as his players are now calling him after what John called him on Saturday. And a loose ball there by Traylor runs out, and it's going to be a goal kick for Slough. They just need to just calm it down a little bit, don't they? Just take a bit of sting out of the game. Merthyr are obviously up for this tonight. So we're just waiting. Lots of shouting going on as Somerville takes the goal kick, as John just takes a photo of something. Hits it high. Dyer and Green win it together. And it's going to be a Slough throw just underneath us. You having fun with your phone?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Yeah, it's all right. It's Ryan Parsons beneath us, just about to throw the ball on.
So yeah, if you're joining us late, we have played 6.5 minutes. One great chance on Merthyr early on. They've started quite nicely. Williams taking a bit of time and space, just passing it back to Ruman, who returns to the side after his suspension and booking. Keen to just keep the ball, aren't they, at the back, Merthyr, at the moment? Quite content.
Yeah, you've just seen Adrian Sear just run and try and close the ball.
And Underwood down beneath us, just screaming at the linesman. A long ball played in the direction of Johnny Dyer. Slough will be looking to retain the ball better than they did on Saturday. Yes. It wasn't great as a...
Yeah, I think Slough are trying to just chase them down a little bit when they've got the ball. Adrian Sear just had 2 runs there to try and close down Williams, and then secondly Rubery when he had plenty of time with the ball.
Yeah.
So Slough maybe just trying to not let them settle.
Yeah, and I think it's also difficult here.
Long kick by Somerville, Jake. I'm just going to say Jake from now.
Yeah, well, there's 2 Jakes on the pitch, so perhaps not best. But it's just taking Slough a few moments to just get used to this. They've never played a competitive fixture on a 3G surface, and I think it will take a
lovely
little bit of
dummy
time.
by McClurg.
Midway inside the Merthyr half, and Johnny Dye's got plenty of time and space. He feeds it out to Dobson, who's one-on-one up against one of the centre-backs. He cuts inside, decides to go home.
Lost it.
Rumbo
Great
does a
tackle, Rummy.
and then Parsons plays off Dobson. Dobson's got a little bit of space. He chips the ball in towards the far post.
Johnny.
Plays there, and it's
good
save. And the second save there, it was McClurg and Dyer in there.
Dyer doing the 1950s, trying to push the goalie into the back of the net.
But Bert Troutman wasn't having any of that. That was the best chance so far from
Cracking tackle by Lee Rumbold there.
Yeah,
winning the ball back. That's what he's all about.
And that's what he's back as part of that 3 in the middle with Sears there. And obviously McClurg's been given a little bit more of a free roll. You can see the 2-8s are almost sticking like glue to one another at the moment.
We said that in the first, but look at this. Rubery's bringing it up the centre back.
McClurg's got lots of space, and he's running towards goal, 30 yards from goal. Great tackle again there.
Referee.
And Adrian Sears is adjudged to have fouled, and John Underwood just gives some industrial language. And they're saying to get on the ball, and John Underwood just down below us wasn't at all happy with that decision.
Yeah, it was a good tackle by Adrian Sears. He's just stronger than McLagan, and somehow he's given away a free kick.
But that was earlier, great tackle from Rumbold. Nice interplay between Parsons and Dobson. Delivered a great ball into the far post, and it was Jamie McClurg who found it was there. That's kind of side-footed the volley, but it was straight into the arms of the keeper, unfortunately. But at the moment, danger afoot for Slough, because
you've got Trailer and Williams over the ball at the moment. The free kick
is
almost dead centre.
Dead centre, I'd say 25 yards from goal, and it looks to be the smaller Philip over the bar. Somerville, despite his smaller height in his bright orange outfit to the right, just watch that go over the bar.
Yeah,
so
very confident by Jake there. You can see one just going over. But it's started to hot up. We're not up here, unfortunately.
Not in the temperature.
It's blooming freezing.
Not in the temperature stake. It's
because someone, I won't say who, not too far away, wanted to be high up to get a view rather than...
we couldn't have anywhere to put the laptop on the south.
There's a couple of Slough fans. Hello, Slough fans.
As Somerville launches the kick up long, and it was once again Captain Green who does very well. Repels it to Parsons. Parsons long up in there. McClurg just puts Williams there to flick it on, but it's harmlessly back. Slough playing very deep at the moment, aren't they?
9 minutes into the game, and Jake Parsons hasn't had a touch yet.
And Green's just inside his own half. Plays a long directional ball into the corner. He's trying to go over Parsons, but Parsons wins that. Flicked on by Dobson, but it's given away there. And it will be Trailer who passes it back inside to Williams, just on the halfway line. Williams picks a short pass back to Trailer again. Shut down by 4 Rebels instantly. And now Parsons has the ball back. Rumbold flicks it round the corner, and Dobbo back to Parsons. It's better football from Slough already in these first few moments than much of the stuff they played on Saturday.
Yeah, it's slightly hurried though. They need some time on the ball.
And Rumbo, with his slightly blonde hair, is just a bit angered by that challenge. And John Underwood's just screaming that he'd like to be given one, but I think that's relating to a free kick.
Pardon?
As Rumbo picks up the ball inside his own half, plays to Johnny Dyer's feet. Johnny Dyer tries to play it off first time to Dobbo, but it's all the way back kick to Bradley. And Bradley...
John Underwood wants to be given one, did you say?
Yes, a free kick, I think that is.
Okay, sorry.
As the two management
Clear
team
it up, please.
There's ball's just on the far side, and it's right with it in the left-back position. And Slough are just trying to squeeze and press a lot harder now, aren't they? They're pressing Merthyr back in their own half, but it's with Green just inside his own half to Williams, who's in 10 yards of space, looking for a diagonal ball over to the far left, and it looks to try and get that man Newman away, but it's well won by Fraser, and it's out for a throw-in.
Yeah, I think Merthyr have sussed that Slough played a 4-5-1, and you've got the two centre-backs, Rubery and Green, and Green is just letting Rubery mark Johnny Dyer, and he's coming out and he's been an outlet for the ball.
Carry on.
As Jake Parsons wins the ball from a ball forward. He played it to Johnny Dyer, but well done by Rubery to win the ball. He's played it out to Summerfield.
And Summerfield dances past it.
Lovely ball into Trailer.
To Trailer, who's up against Summerville. He's cut inside, he's cut back, he's overcooking it, but it's a great shot, saved well by Summerville, and half the crowd think it was in, and it's the first corner of the game.
Some of the Merthyr fans seem to think that the side netting on the outside is part of the goal. Calm down.
Don't be like that now. We're nice and neutral. But once again, Merthyr doing very well and driving Slough back a little bit. But Slough have a bit more tempo and urgency today.
Yeah, Trailer come off the right wing there, didn't he, John? And he came into the middle. And Slough got to be very, very careful of this movement. You're right.
Yeah, I'm just moving away from you. I don't really
That's right,
like you that much.
He's just standing in the way so you can't see.
Corner. And it's driven in, and it looked like it was handled there off by Captain Green, but it'll be harmlessly wide, and it's a goal kick to Slough. So
When
Slough
did you call him Green, Captain Green?
because he's
Apparently-
Captain McClure, Captain Green.
Yeah, apparently we were speaking to someone earlier, and since John called him Captain Green, all his teammates now called him Captain Green.
I'm not sure how true that is, but if you're joining us for the first time, obviously it's non-league commentary for non-league football, so there may be a few expletives, there may be a few mistakes. Please bear with us wherever possible. We'll try to be as neutral as possible, but let us know what you
will.
think. I will try and be as neutral as possible. Somerville in his orange chips a kick forward with a slight breeze behind him, and Green's on the back of Johnny Dyer, but no free kick given as Parsons passes the ball forward, and it well won by Summerfield, and then Rees strongly.
I think John's trying to get you to pick up some industrial language being used below us. The two benches are directly below our high position here.
It was a very similar tackle to the one that Johnny Dyer had in the back of him from Green, and it seemed to be.
We're on like a gantry. What are we, about 30, 40 foot up in the air?
Yeah, probably that. We're the height of the lower stand, the height of the top of the lower standers. The ball's well back there, and it's it seemed to be
Rubery, that was.
Rubery, but he seemed to be wearing number 9, but that's not McLagan. It can't have been, can it?
That's Leak.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Anyway, didn't seem to be the right number.
If they stood in the same place, it'd be a lot easier.
As Johnny Dyer flicks the ball on from Somerville's clearance, it's all the way through to Bradley,
Yeah,
and
I
my
think
hands are starting to get a bit cold.
I told you not to come up here, didn't I?
I did, but
I don't think that the long ball up tonight in the air is going to be the right thing for the flick-ons.
with
there's
Slough
very
playing
little help, is
4-5-1, ball up in the direction of
Morgan
over there. But I'm sure he's wearing a number 9. Have a look at the back of his shirt when he runs across. That's McLagan, obviously.
He's got 9 on.
Yeah, no, but have a look at the other fella. It looks like he's got number 9 on. Anyway, as Green is moving the ball forward midway inside the Slough half, out right to Summerfield, shut down by Dobson. Dobson nice and tight. Still with Green, plenty of space for Green to pick a pass, and he's going to look to chip the ball into the box. He's still moving forward, unprepared under pressure, but McLagan gets the ball to his feet, does a little step over, Parsons underneath him. Now Summerfield, right hand edge of the box, bring it infield with no real pressure. Is he going to pull the trigger? Left foot he is, and he's blasted it well wide.
But I mean, it's difficult to point out, but Green is just running back, and he's a centre back, but he was literally playing as if he was the right winger there.
Yeah, Slough aren't putting a particular pressure on the back, and the referee's just been asked by the Slough joint managers just to get one of the decisions. I know he's from Bristol, but which is obviously closer. But I'm sure he's doing as best as he can. But yeah, please do tweet us at Rebels Radio, at MyFC Rebels Radio, or use a hashtag Rebels or something like that. As Johnny Dyer once again gets up ahead of Ruman there in the middle, but no one following on.
No, you need Jake Parsons or James Dobson to be a little bit further and gambling on some of these flick-ons that Johnny Dyer is going to be winning tonight.
So we've played quarter of an hour here at the Siggy Stadium.
Penyderren Park, don't call it that rubbish.
But it is. It's Merthyr have been sponsored for 3 years to the tune of £60,000 by Siggy, a vapour-producing company, and there was a bit of uproar locally about it, and I don't think many of the fans have it. In their eyes, it's still Penyderren Park.
Lovely ball through.
As ball through, and it's found. As Somerville palms it out from no distance at all. It's being driven around in the box and it's driven wide. Goodness knows what was going on there in the Slough defence, but there was a long diagonal ball from Green.
Slough having a go at the linesman for offside there, and it was Williams, the goal scorer on Saturday, in acres and acres of space. Lovely header into Trailer, and you expect Trailer to score.
In Trailer 1-on-1. Somerville came out and he didn't even lift it over him properly.
He tried to lift it over Jake, and Jake just palmed it away, and then McLagan's had the shot wide.
The referee's assistants do look very young. I'm not sure that that's any particular observation on them, but they do look very young, and so I'm not sure.
Does he?
I think this one down here does.
Oh yeah.
He's not the most experienced of teams, and we know that sometimes that can have an impact. But Adam Ricketts is having a little bit of a tough job out there in the middle at the moment, as Johnny Dyer once again goes up in the head, and it's Green who heads it out diagonally back, and it's going to be right to pick it up, right back inside to Rubery, but headed forward and well on. And Merthyr again now breaking in problems, and it's behind Jeffries, and it's up to McLagan to get after it. But Jeffries, no nonsense, puts it out of the ground. Get some ironic jeers for that. But at the moment, Slough clinging on a little bit after still goalless here though, and another ball gets thrown on from down beneath us. Perfect conditions here. I mean, obviously an artificial pitch is perfect, but not a lot of wind. It's quite a cool temperature. You can see your own breath.
Yep. And I think what you're seeing is for Merthyr, Gavin Williams he seems to have a free role. He's now dropping back. He's one of the furthest players back near his own centre half, but he was earlier the furthest forward.
Yes, as it's out with Wright on the far side, just trying to drive down that left-hand wing to get across him, but it's inside to Newman stepping on the ball, tries to pass it, but passes it only to McClurg, and McClurg tries to find a purple shirt but doesn't, and Slough still boxed in down there, and a strong crunching tackle from Rumbold there, and he stayed down.
No, that was Adrian Sear.
Adrian Sear, and Sear stayed down, and on play Williams, and Williams is playing on.
It's not a head injury, is it?
And Sear stood down. Williams.
Even the...
And Dobson clears it below. And the management team beneath us are screaming and shouting to kick it out, but Williams didn't hear them. And we just wait for the treatment of Sears. Sears has been down for a good 30 seconds now on a cold day.
Crunchy
they
tackle.
both slid
It
and
was
lost
a fair tackle,
their
wasn't
feet.
it?
And yeah, I think both going for the ball. It was just a collision of bodies, and I don't think it was helped by the sliding. On this surface, it's a little bit more slippery. You can get forward a little bit like that. So, but just to kind of two great chances for Merthyr so far in the game. We've had a great chance early on, which
both fell to trailer.
Yeah, both fell to trailer, and both times reasonable saves from the returning goalkeeper Somerville.
Yeah, I mean the first one was low down to his near post, and you expect a goalkeeper to make that kind of save, but the second one was a weak effort by trailer, and you can just see the Slough players now, apart from the couple standing around Adrian Sear, just seeing how he is. Jake Somerville's just chatting away, and they're trying to organise themselves a little bit better.
They're just getting in a bit of a chat. It doesn't look like Sears is still lying on his back. His 2 feet are bent up at the knees, and Somerville's come out a long way just to have a chat. They're coming over to the bench as well, just to have a little word. I mean, Ben Edwards would be the natural replacement. He's getting warm, but I know he's not fully fit enough with his back issues that he's had. He wouldn't be particularly happy with doing that, but Super Kev's still treating him. Meanwhile, Williams
he's sitting
is just getting some guidance from him.
Yeah, Johnny Dyer's just chatting to the referee and he's maybe asking why we don't get a decision.
And Sears making his way gingerly to his feet. Super Kev hasn't indicated that he's going to be substituted. He's just.
I think Morgan was the other person involved in the tackle. So
and he's just checking that he's all right. He's just making sure that he's coming off gingerly towards us now, down in front of us. Super Kev with an arm around him. I think he'll be able to continue. He's holding his right cheek and his right side of his face. Just to remind you, we've played approximately 20 minutes here. It remains goalless. Merthyr 2 decent chances, Slough 1 decent chance. So it's been quite an open game, but carrying on from Saturday, there's been mostly kind of one-way traffic, you'd say.
Well, yeah, I mean the better chances obviously at the moment. Early days have fallen to Merthyr, but Slough just got to close them down a little bit. But it's just the movement, John, of the Merthyr team that's it's very impressive. If you were there on Saturday, you would have seen it.
As Williams just returned that ball with a bit of interest, Sears has made his way back onto the pitch, and Summers has got the ball. There was just a little bit of an opportunity there to talk about it. So they've bowled it out to Jeffries. Jeffries midway inside.
He's got no option but to knock it long again, though.
And it's repelled there by Rubery. And Merthyr once again picked the ball up in midfield, but Fraser's got a touch of possession. McClurg in midfield, but he's overrun it, and Williams is snapping away at his heels. And now Newman out left to the left winger of Morgan on that far side, just cuts inside. Tries to play a ball into the box, but it's cut out well by Jeffries.
Yeah, Slough will keep the ball better.
Slough will win it, and
Jake Parsons taking on 2,
but he's lost the ball there to Williams. I think
that's
right in the left back position, driving down the left wing, midway inside the Slough half. 2 Slough players around him, and very tight to that byline over there. Into the feet of Newman, who's popping up everywhere. He's towards the edge of the box. He's turning, passing, and it's out left to Morgan. Morgan will look to drive and deliver into the box. He does. He cuts back. He cuts away again. Drives it in, up in the air and away by Jeffries, but it's only going to fall to right on the edge of the box, headed in and up. And now Jeffries wins a second ball, and it'll fall to Dobson just outside his own D. Plays a short ball through to Johnny Dyer. Johnny Dyer keeps the ball into McClurg. McClurg to Rumbold. Slough just trying to get a foothold in the game, trying to just keep the ball, do things simple. And Dyer plays a nice short pass to Parsons, but loses it out to Williams. And Williams all the way here, and Merthyr clear their lines well. McLagan again wins something in the air, but Sears wins the ball, passes it out to Jake Parsons on the far right hand side to
poor
Fraser.
Ball by Jake Parsons.
Fraser just about keeps it in. He does well to Parsons on the halfway line, but Merthyr snapping at every single Slough player when they
are indeed. They're definitely up for it. They're not giving Slough any chance, are they?
No, as they manage to just keep the ball in down the very tight side, and the linesman on the far side signals that it'll be a Merthyr throw. It's a very chilly evening. It's very nice. It's quite pleasant here. It's really good view that we've got. Ade, I know you're not quite so happy about the height up here that we are, but you seem to be coping with it okay.
Yeah, so I'm not going to jump. Don't worry.
I wish you would. It's still 0-0. 20 minutes gone. Merthyr still doing what we expected them to do. Slough just sit happy at the moment. It seems to sit behind the ball, content to do it. We're getting lots of the interesting chat from down below from the management teams. as Merthyr once again trying to stage an attack, but they're quite happy to go sideways, play the ball across, and it's with...
Yeah, I mean, you can see that the front three plus Chris Leake, they're running around everywhere, and the players just do not know on the Slough team just who to mark.
Yes.
They're pulling everyone out of position.
It's reminiscent, I think, the most reminiscent it is for any Slough fans at home listening in Slough or around Slough is to the Weymouth game. There's a hell of a lot of movement going on, and it's pressing us. Once again, Merthyr find themselves in the Slough half with a little bit of time, and Newman picks up the ball left-footed, plays it into McLagan's feet.
Lovely
McLagan finds
dummy by
himself in space. He's
McLagan.
up against Jeffries. He's going to pull the trigger right-footed.
Great tackle, Billy.
Good second challenge there.
Come on, ref. It's got to be a yellow card.
And Rummy straight over, literally nearly shoving the referee as there's a clearance, a strong clearance by, I think it was Jeffries, was it there?
No, it's Adrian Sear again with the clearance.
And then it was Newman who went heavily in on him. And he's lying down on the floor injured now. And
I think there's a big clash of knees there. They're both calling the trainers on.
And Dobbo's just having a boot change now. I think he's slipping around a little bit. So Super Kev's just handed him his boots, but there's all attentions around there, and there's a little bit of pushing and shoving still going on. Nearly all of the 22 players around
the
there.
boots are actually for Reece York.
Only one of them, though, it would appear. Where's the other one going?
I think he must.
He's just chucking the other one off.
Adrian Sear must have split a boot or something then, because he's only changed one boot.
Jake Parsons already breathing a little bit. He's come out to get a bottle. Just have a quick word with John Underwood. We're just watching the referee just to see what he does here, because it was a very strong kind of clumsy tackle and had a little bit of intent there.
Yeah,
I think
it was slightly late, wasn't it?
It wasn't the worst tackle, the most malicious thing. As Johnny Dyer's just having a little chat with Captain Green, is it Rubery over there? And Somerville's come a long way out of his goal to have a chat with the management team, and the locals are just getting a little bit restless here. I think this break in play might help Slough a little bit. I'm just struggling a little bit with voice, so I might need you to take over at some point.
That's
and
right,
it is a
don't
yellow
worry.
card. It is a yellow card.
Yellow card. Where's the pen? Isn't it the pen?
There. No.
That's it. Look, I've got it. I got it.
And some of the locals down near the bar aren't very happy with that. As he's got treatment, he's going to need to go off the pitch. And it was just a little bit clumsy and a little bit late. The locals think he's a bit useless. And at least the referee's made his mark now. He'll have to continue in this vein for the rest of the afternoon. Or evening, sorry, as it were. So yeah, Didcot Town await in the next round. They are playing this evening. They've already played Merthyr this season and were beaten 3-1 here at this very stadium. So long ball forward, flicked on by Dobson. Dobson now battling again for it. He jumps well, and a free kick against him. And
referee!
It was soft. I mean, I think he's setting precedent here to play. Because Williams didn't get off the ground at all, and Dobson did, and jumped up above him and won that header quite cleanly. But
if he's like that, he's going to ruin the game with every single challenge being a foul.
There's a great ball through, and Somerville's well out towards the edge of his box, punches it well, makes a good decision there, and concedes the throw in.
Right on the edge of his penalty area down the side there, and he makes the right decision to punch that out rather than try and catch it.
Slough's still slightly on the back foot here, but they're frustrating Merthyr, which I think will please the joint management team, as we've played 25 minutes here. It remains goalless, a good few chances, and Merthyr, as you'd expect, having seen them on Saturday, they're moving the ball around well with Summerfield down the right-hand side. Dobson puts in a challenge and just gives away a soft throw, and Merthyr might look to get this in the box, but there's plenty of space. You can see on the far side, right and left backs pushing forward. 6 of the outfield players all pushing on towards the edge of the Slough box. Short ball there through to Leake, who's in plenty of space towards the edge of the box, pulls the trigger towards the far post. It's well defended by Fraser. Now it's a competition between Rubery, who knocks it past Williams, who knocks it past the on-rushing Jake Parsons, and he's again got a little bit of time, pulls a ball into the box. Reece York trying to get the second ball, but it's bouncing on the edge of the box. It's going to come out to the edge. It's going to be a shot. It's well wide, not challenging the keeper there.
No, the only person that's challenging is the steward, who's about 30 yards back from the goal.
So we're down. By the way, Slough have only got a squad of 11 here today.
13.
11 players. Then Ed, who's not fully fit. Ben Edwards, who perhaps might suffer a little bit, and also we have a substitute goalkeeper in the name of Trent Phillips.
Yep, never heard of him.
Scott Harris hasn't travelled because obviously he's injured. Guy Hollis couldn't make it away from work. Neither could Tom Moran. And Knight, who was injured from Saturday. As the ball comes up fairly close to us, and Rummy just wins a second header, expertly directed in the direction of McClurg, who gives that ball away. Now Sears is after him, but Jeffries has a left foot swinger at that. Slough just struggling to get a foot in the game, really, and now another left foot swinger from Sears. The ball's bouncing around in front of us, and it's bounced down in front of us, and it was handball. That ball hadn't gone out.
Just gone into the back of Summerfield,
and a long throw forward, but
push.
that ball clearly hadn't gone out. as Merthyr are breaking into the box. They're trying to chip it. Trailer trips it to McLagan. McLagan tries to take it down, tries to do an overhead kick athletically, cleared by Parsons, and now Rummy will have an opportunity to bring the ball away, but he overruns it, and Williams intercepts. It's getting a bit more entertaining in the last few.
Oh, he's given it away though. It's,
and Dobson's
Chris
running
Lee giving
through,
it away.
He's got loads of.
Oh, he's overrun it as well.
And it's cleared long by Rubery. Dobbo, good intention there, but that ball hadn't gone out, and Summerfield grabbed it in his hands and took the throw in.
Well, maybe the linesman must have given it as a throw.
He had, but I mean, you could see from here quite clearly the ball hadn't gone out. It bounced on the line. So interesting things there. But throw into Merthyr on the far side. It's on the halfway line at the moment. Ball played forward in the direction of McLagan, who's in plenty of space. He's picked up the ball at his feet. He's facing towards his own goal. Lays the ball off to Leek. Leek outright to Summerfield. Merthyr still continuing to play the ball around it with patience, and Leek, Rummy shutting him down there. Into Trailer back to Green. Midway inside the half, plays it into McLagan's feet, and it's a strong tackle there.
He's given another
it's a
free
strong
kick.
tackle by Jeffries, and McLagan and Jeffries went a bit through the back of McLagan. You can see why that was given. And again, it's a second opportunity for Merthyr. They've had a taster already, and it looks like it's going to be Newman, the left-footed number 10, 20.
And Williams over it as well.
And Williams, and it's dead centre again, and it's 30 yards from goal. Slough at the moment have got a 4-man wall ahead of it, but the referee just trying to struggle to get the Slough wall back. He's just measuring it out now, and it seems to be Williams having the final placement of it. He's just given it a rub. Maybe this is a special move we might see. All things possible.
You mean he's in front of people rubbing his balls?
He's in front of people rubbing his ball. There's a Slough wall of 5 or 6. Also,
that doesn't look like 10 yards.
Also, Trailers in that as well. No, nowhere near. But Williams is going to stand up, strike it low, and he's driven it well wide of goal. No effort at all. Nothing like the composed quality
Finish
that he showed on Saturday.
yeah.
No,
I think the locals maybe expecting a little bit more there. You can't actually see how many people are here today. It's there are a smattering of people just spread out over the entire ground as John decides to wipe his nose. Must have got bogies hanging from it. You could hear that on his commentary. As a long ball forward by Jake Somerville is headed on by Ryan Green. Jake Parsons has won the ball just halfway inside the Merthyr half.
And
back to Fraser.
Fraser inside to Parsons. Parsons turns away with his right foot, just along the deck to Rummy, but it's
far.
overhit and cleared high and long by Summerfield, but better from Slough.
Yeah, I mean, Rummy was unmarked there, and Jake's just tried to play the ball. Just hit it a little bit too far on this surface. Whether you're saying it's the 3G pitch, they're getting used to it. It's a couple of times now that Slough have overrun the ball.
Yeah,
as Adrian Sear runs, gives it to Johnny Dyer. It's tackled from behind, exactly like what Billy Jeffries just did to McLagan, and no free kick.
No.
Trailer wins the ball off Sear.
Driving
running
forward,
at the goal.
he passes it out to McLagan, but cut out well by Jeffrey, and then up to Jake Parsons. Slough just struggling to keep possession here. Play it all the way back to Jeffries. Jeffries out ball to Dobson. Dobson just inside his own half plays a long diagonal ball in the direction of Johnny Dyer, but chested away well by Merthyr, and they will again continue to break a strong tackle there. There wasn't anything in that at all. And I think all the decisions still seem to be going one way at the moment. I'm not sure whether it is a home ref.
Exactly. The tackle there by Green on Johnny Dyer was exactly the same as Billy Jeffries on McLagan, and Slough don't get anything from
Leek
it.
plays the ball out to Green. Green driving forward from his own half, out of his centre-back position. Just steps on the ball. Rummy not quite shutting him down yet. Summerfield back to Green. Once again, Merthyr quite happy to prod and poke at Slough. Newman comes in, good feet to the ball, feet of McLagan. McLagan 20 yards from goal, looking to find a space for a shot, but all the way back, and Summerfield does very well to keep it on the far side. He's going to drive in across, and he drives it in, deflected off Dobbo, and it's a second corner for Merthyr. Merthyr just starting to tighten the screw now. We've played half an hour
McLagan likes
here
to get that ball onto his right foot, and Slough don't seem to really have picked up to it. Wherever he's getting it, he's trying to dummy. He's always trying to put it onto that right foot and have a shot, and Slough are just letting him have that kind of time. They need to be a little bit closer to him. But again, the problem is
there's a short corner taken here quickly, and it's found Leek on the right hand edge of the box. Slough a bit asleep, and it's driven in towards the near post, headed on by Trailer, and it's gone wide of Somerville's goal to his right hand side. So Slough played half an hour here. Their team is a 4-5-1 formation with Fraser right back, and it's then this partnership of Jeffries and York in the centre back, Ryan Parsons left back, and then the 5 across the middle on the right hand side, Jake Parsons. Left hand side is Dobson, and in the middle you've got McClurg with Sear to his right and Rumbold to his left, and then Johnny Dyer, lone person up front.
Yes, Slough just trying to. Jason's about to take the goal kick from the dead ball, and Reece York and Billy Jeffries have come deep to try and give an option, but unfortunately the ball's booted forwards again and headed out by Merthyr, and it'll be a throw-in for Slough just on the halfway line on the far side with Sean Fraser getting ready to take it.
Yeah, so it's just quieting down in this last couple of minutes. Slough just seem to have taken the edge off. They seem to be slowing it down a little bit, looking for their opportunities. They haven't had any clear chances bar that McClurg one early on, as Johnny Dyer just does a nice layoff to Parsons. Parsons driving through, tries to cross it in the direction of Johnny Dyer, but it's all lost and then cleared well. But Rumbold picks it up. Johnny Dyer's feet, 30 yards from goal. Tries to shoot, flicked off Summerfield, but it's outside the box, and Bradley comes down in the right-hand corner, and he drives the ball up the line. Rumbold underneath it, heads it back on field, but it's going to be Williams to chest it down. But and Williams isn't very happy. Should have been a foul against McClurg, and McClurg tries to play the reverse ball out to Dobbo. Dobbo needs to box him in there.
Yeah, it was rummy with the foul there by Adrian Sear, and you know, the referee should have seen that as a foul. It was a foul. He's let the play go on, and it's angering all the people.
McClurg giving Dobson some fairly direct instructions there of what he wanted them to do in terms of boxing them in, not letting them out. As Parsons at the feet of Trailer, Rumbold just edging around as McLagan's looking to go short. No one's picking up McLagan, and he's coming in, and Dobson now is in there retreating, but. As the ball's gone out.
How is that out?
I think it went out and went in. I don't know whether they've painted the lines wonky or something down here.
I think the linesman must be cross-eyed, but there's no way that ball was out when he threw that. But it's going to be a throw into Slough. Ryan Parsons, about 5 yards outside level with the edge of the area.
Hopefully you can hear us okay. Please let us know if there's any quality issues. We're doing what we can, obviously on a 3G signal here in the middle of the valleys. It seems to be
Jake Parsons got the ball.
And
he's won a free.
There's a free kick. There's no, there was a little pull. The referee signalling. There was a little pull there, and it's against that man who's already been booked, Newman. So Slough are going to have an opportunity. It's going to be 25 yards from goal. Our computer's saying bad, which I'm not sure is the best news.
That's gone to good now. It just went to good.
Did it?
It's going to be a free kick. It's just outside the penalty area, about just 10 yards outside the penalty area. It's going to be Dobson with it. Yeah, it's kind of level with the left-hand post.
Left edge of the D. I would say it's 25 yards from goal. Dobson's lined up with it. Orange boots galore. A four-man Merthyr wall, quite tall. McClurg at one end of it. Johnny Dyer at the other end. It now becomes a five-man Merthyr wall with two Slough players in it. And Dobson lines it up, left foot straight into the middle and just palmed over by Bradley, who almost overran it.
Yeah, Bradley seemed to misjudge the swerve and dip on that ball there from Dobson, and it was just behind him a little bit as he palmed it over the top.
And I can't feel my fingers.
Well, you're the one that wanted to come up here.
Well, I don't think altitude of 30 metres has that much to do with it. I think it's more that I gave my coat to the very warm joint manager down there now, who forgot his because he left it in his car, and in it I forgot my gloves that I was going to wear while I'm commentating and hold this.
Dobson's about to take the corner. It's on the near hand side to us.
Out swinging corner it's going to be from the left hand side. Gary House perches on his little tripod, ready to go in line one, and it's driven in, and it's a goal for Slough. Jake Parsons scores from the set piece corner, and Slough take a lead.
Goal on 35 minutes, number 10, Jake Parsons.
So Slough,
35 minutes.
Slough take the lead again against the run of play. A low driven corner from, it's obviously a preset work, and it was a low corner by Dobson towards the edge of the box, and there was plenty of time and space there for Jake Parsons just to drill it low to the left hand side.
The Slough fans are just to our left here below us.
Is there a few behind us down there in that end as well?
Oh, blimey.
Why, what's going on?
I don't know. They made a little bit of noise there when Slough scored.
Now
it's unusual, John, because normally from the corners that Slough have, they have a set routine with the okey cokey. This one was different. Drilled in hard by Dobson, and a dummy by Johnny Dyer. Fell to Jake Parsons. He's hit it first time, and he's drilled it low into the bottom corner.
And once again, Slough lead against Merthyr. This will again test Merthyr to see if they come back. Slough will be happy again to play behind them as Green launches the ball forward. Reece York underneath it, heads it clear, and interesting tackle there coming in from Rumbold, but he doesn't get anything of the ball or play out with Summerfield on the right wing, lining up Dobson and McClurg.
Summerfield doing well.
Straight past McClurg. He's leaning completely into McClurg as if he's looking for
lovely tacky Rummy.
From my Rummy. One there by Johnny Dyer. Parsons, the goal scorer, tries to play out to Fraser, but Jeffries will pick it up. This game's just gone up a notch, and he's overhit that pass just by Jeffries, but a couple of strong meaty tackles in there then.
Yeah, and again, I think it's got to be down to the surface, John. The ball's just running so smoothly here on this 3G pitch that some of the passes are just being a little bit overhit.
Yeah, but I think Slough will be happy to have played this. We've played 37 minutes, and Slough are a goal to the good, a set-piece routine, and Jake Parsons scores his goal of the season, and thankfully...
Offside.
Thankfully, and the locals aren't very happy with our management team shouting at the lino, but he is very young, and he's getting a bit of grief.
Yeah, I think Slough at the back four have obviously practiced something where they're playing a line where they know they're going to be trying to catch in the forwards offside as... The Merthyr fans on the far side not happy that Billy Jeffries just rolled the ball away, and he's going to let Jake take the free kick. But he's just had a little word with Billy as the referee. All he did was just kick it away a little bit, wasting a little bit of time.
As he's long ball by Somerville up in the direction, and it's headed away by Green, but only as far as Rumbold. Rumbold into the feet of Dobson. Dobson looking for the return, but then Sear came a long way, and then the free kick against Newman again, and the locals are getting very, very restless now. They're not happy at all.
Yeah, I think Adrian Sear went to get the ball there, and Chris Leeks just shielded him off the ball. Searsy's gone down.
I thought it was Newman, wasn't it?
I thought it was Leek.
Okay.
Whoever it was, he's shielded the ball, and Searsy's gone down. And he's won a free kick. This one's about in between the centre circle and the D, left-hand side. It's going to be James Dobson to take it. Everyone forwards for Slough apart from Ryan Parsons. As Dobson curls it into the danger zone. Rhys Short tries to get to that, but it's out, and it's going to be a goal kick to the Martyrs.
Tomatoes, did you say?
To the Martyrs.
Oh, I thought you said tomatoes. Anyway, other veg are available. So we've been playing an entertaining first 40 minutes now here at the Siggy Stadium. And the keeper Bradley's just going in front of the David Miles stand to our left-hand side, and you can see the lights of Merthyr flickering away down that valley beneath us. And they've played a very short free kick out, and it's now with Green just inside his own half. The skipper on Saturday in pale blues just looking to play a long ball, shut down by Johnny Dyer. Long ball played forward and well held up there by Trailer dancing down the line. Actually it's Leek and good pushed out by Ryan Parsons, and it's conceded yet another corner. Slough will be awake to this for a short one, I think.
Yeah, Slough got to be a little bit alert here. The only person up for Slough now is Johnny Dyer. He's going to be marked by Summerfield, the right back for Merthyr. Everyone else going up. There's two on the edge of the box. As he plays it in deep.
It's over everybody. It's held up by Wright flicks it to Trailer, edge of the box. Trailer puts it in, and two players stood over it. It's smashed into the face of Sear by Captain Green from all of 2 yards. But Merthyr still pushing. They're in the edge of the box. They're trying to get that cross in, and it's flicked in off Williams, and it's another corner.
The locals to our right were trying to claim that was a handball, but Adrian Sear took that full in the face, and he carried on running. The man of steel that he is. He's not going to let that worry him, is he?
He's certainly some sort of man, anyway. There's another free kick out swing corner by Williams, driving towards the far post, and it's well won in the end by Rhys Short up to Johnny Dye. Takes a first touch, takes a second touch, but McLagan's picking in his pockets, and he's won it well. Dobson's going to put his foot through it, and he does, and it's up in our direction. It's almost hit. It's over.
It's over the stand.
It's in the middle of the stand, actually. It's in the middle of both bits of the stand. It's bouncing around, and it's still on the stand. As a long throw-in, looks like Leek's going to be taking it. He's walked onto the concrete off the AstroTurf surface. He's going to do a long throw, driving it in the direction of the near post. Two Slough players under it, Rhys Short and Jeffries, hooked away by Sear. And then a strong tackle there by Leek, and Dobson just flicks it round him. McClurg's got plenty of time.
Johnny Dyer's got loads of space. Go wide.
Pass it to... Dobson's feet. Dobson's across the ball, and Jake Parsons, but Slough gambling on picking up this second. But once again, now it's Trailer. Now finds himself on the left wing, and
Johnny Dyer just caught him.
Tackle by Johnny Dyer, just slides, and there wasn't too much in it. But the locals are once again getting a bit agitated with him.
Yeah, referee's just going to have a little word with Johnny Dyer there. Just told him to calm down. But Merthyr take it quickly. Ball's out to the right with Gavin Williams. Acres of space.
He's just walks over halfway line, plays it short to Summerfield. Summerfield inside to Leek, who's been a lot more present in this game than he was all day Saturday. Leek picking up the ball once and twice, and then passes it out left to Rubery. Rubery up the line to right in the left back position, shut down by Jake Parsons. Inside to Newman, who's got a few yards of space. He's running towards Slough goal. He left foot chips it towards the far post. It's out to Williams in plenty of space. Williams will drive it across goal. It's towards the far post. It beats everybody, and it's out for a goal kick. But Slough living by the edge of their seats at the moment.
Yeah, they're defending very, very. I'd say luckily would be the way. That's not the right word for it, but that they are riding their luck sometimes with some of this defending. Newman was on the left there. He was acres of space. No one closed him down. And Slough just got to maybe get the likes of Jake Parsons and James Dobson just working a little bit more defensively.
Yeah, maybe tucking in a little bit narrower to do that, but it seems that whenever Merthyr break forward, they've got numbers and plenty of options. Every person has at least one or two options on the ball at any one time. We're just waiting for Somerville in his orange kit to our right-hand side just to get the game underway again. He drives a long ball forward, but it's overhit,
that's a good ball, but
and it's Green wins it, and now it's battling around in midfield, but once again Leek comes away with it, plays it to right, just short of halfway line, plays it down the line to the return ball to Trailer. Right then has a heavy touch, but it's McLagan up against Jeffries, and McLagan pressed at Jeffries, and the home fans on that far side, the local Martyrs, aren't very happy with that challenge at all.
I don't think it was a challenge. I think it's the fact that Billy Jeffries he has been pulled back, but he's down, and he's still down. He's going to get up now because the referee's come over. He doesn't need treatment. But Kane McLagan just give him a slight pull as he was trying to get the ball, and it was a free kick to Slough, but Billy's just making the most of that one, shall we say.
Yes, so we're just heading towards the final few minutes, 3 minutes plus injury time. There'll be a few minutes of it because there was a quite long stoppage for Adrian Series. Jake Somerville clips a long ball forward. It's in the direction of Johnny Dyle. Well met though by Rubery, but only as far as Jake Parsons. Midway inside the Merthyr half. He looks for a simple ball back to Sears. Sears got plenty of time here. Plays a little ball through to McClurg. Back to Jake Parsons. Back
man
to
on.
Sear. Man
That's
on though.
it, well
Slough just trying to keep the ball a little bit. They're doing quite well here. It's quite tight down there, but Merthyr have come away with the ball. And now Slough are in trouble because McLagan's facing towards goal and he's running at York. Just 10 yards inside the Slough half. He's looking out right to play it to the feet of
Morgan.
Morgan on the right hand side, cutting inside on his favoured left. He's going to pull the trigger. It's a left foot trigger, and it's a couple of feet wide, but Somerville was stationary.
Yeah, I think he's watched that one well, but good tracking by Ryan Parsons there as Morgan cut in onto his left foot. Ryan Parsons stayed with him, just put him under a bit of pressure as he fired that one wide.
I'm just going to hold my gentleman's bits for a minute.
You're going to do what with who?
Nothing. We've got only a few minutes to half time. I hope that will take a photo.
All right.
It's slightly cold here, and we're just waiting for Somerville to get the ball underway. He's wind assisted in this first half, and Dobson jumps up well up against Green, and then the second header's won there by
Adrian Sears.
Adrian Sears he's blocked off, but nothing being done there, and he's in the referee's ear. And Williams just having a good old shout at Newman there. He's not very happy, Gavin Williams. They're the assistant manager here at Merthyr. Merthyr have probably deserved to be at least level, if not a goal ahead. You'd have thought,
but they're not, are they? So
they're not at the moment. No, and will it be a repeat of Tuesday of Saturday when they come from behind? And are we in for a long night? But given away quite cheaply there by Slough, and then a strong tackle coming in there from Rumbold, and across comes Jeffries, picks the ball up well and chips the long ball forward. But there's absolutely no Slough player after he sliced it out, and it'll be a throw in to Merthyr on the far side.
Slough just trying to reorganise. McClurg and Johnny Dyer just giving some instructions as John tries to save our paperwork. Don't worry about it. We never use it.
You never use it. I always use it. As ball's back deep in the Merthyr half at the moment as we edge into the start of the additional time here. Slough still lead 1-0. Jake Parsons' goal after 35 minutes. A long ball forward from the back from Merthyr, more direct than they have been before. And Fraser wins the first header, but Slough are a little bit on their heels to react to that. And Jeffries plays it through to the feet of Jake Parsons, surrounded by 2 or 3 Merthyr players, and puts it down a channel and has McClurg ably running after it, but it's all the way through to Bradley. Merthyr quite happily bowling it out here, and it looks as if, once again, that man Rubery's now after it. Plays it out right to Green, midway inside his own half. Looks for a long ball down the line into the channel behind Parsons, and it's the right back Summerfield almost playing like a right winger. Yeah,
he's so far forwards. I mean, literally, Merthyr are just literally playing with the 2 centre backs.
Williams picks up the ball. Just outside on the right hand side of the 18-yard box. Plenty of time for Green to have the ball now, and he'll look to drive and play it towards the feet. He's trying to ask for the ball back, just overhit slightly, but Merthyr camping. All 21 outfield players all 20 outfield players are in the Slough half as Merthyr driving inside, and it's right coming in from the left hand side. Plays a shot, it's deflected around, it's hit to the edge of the Slough box, it's repelled, but only as far as Newman. Newman turns on the ball, chips it in towards the far post, rights after it, but Fraser heads away. Slough hanging on in additional time. They're seeking that half-time whistle here. They'd love to go in a goal up as it's
Rumbold chasing it down.
And once again they're pushing the ball forward, and it's played Kerry Morgan up against Parsons, and Parsons does well, puts the ball out, but it's once again a defensive throw. Morgan immediately throws it into McLagan's feet. McLagan, right hand edge of the box, facing towards his own goal, plays it back to Summerfield. Summerfield chips it towards the far side, right flicks it on, and it's out all the way over the far side, under the floodlight, near the corner flag, and Fraser's in absolutely no hurry to go over there and take this throw. As we've played 46.5 minutes here, Slough lead by a valuable 1-0.
Yeah, and against the run of play, the goal came, but Slough are looking a little bit better as the game's going on. But Merthyr are very, very dangerous, and hopefully will be a different result than Saturday. We keep a clean sheet today. That's all we need now.
As the ball's thrown up the line, but it's still deep in the Slough half, and that was lost there by McClurg, and that's
half-time
half-time.
whistle.
So Slough lead at half-time.
Half-time score, Merthyr Town 0, Slough Town 1.
As both sets of players...
Today's 50-50 is for £118, and that will be drawn by the referee, Mr. Adam Ricketts, the lead field. That's today's 50-50, £118.
We've both got tickets.
Match sponsors.
I gave mine to Jake Stad.
The wheels for sponsors of this match.
If Jake Stad wins a 50-50, I'll be gutted. I gave him a ticket in the car.
Oh, never mind. Anyway, we'll leave you on. Both sets of players coming off. No one's particularly hounding the referee or anything. Neither of the coaches particularly waiting for him or anything like that. All the Merthyr boys just going down beneath us. And
Billy Jeffries just having a slight chat with Adrian Sear and Jamie McClurg as they're coming off. Just telling each other what to do a little bit in the second half. As they come off and Slough talking to each other.
Yeah, Slough having some fierce words with one another as the locals just go away and hide. You can see them on the far side, just making their way end to end. We'll leave you at half time now, just quickly with an interview that I did earlier this week with Neil Baker, and hopefully you'll hear us all soon. Thank you. Oh, what's happened here?
You've broken it. Oh, when he spoke then, that just went straight to my ear.
No, there's something up there.
Listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, myfootballclub.co.uk. Come on, you Rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, myfootballclub.co.uk. Come on, you Rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, myfootballclub.co.uk. Come on, you Rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, myfootballclub.co.uk. Come on, you Rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, myfootballclub.co.uk. Come on, you Rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, myfootballclub.co.uk. Come on, you Rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, myfootballclub.co.uk. Come on, you rebels! You're listening to Rebels Radio, the online home of Slough Town match commentaries, brought to you by the worldwide internet football community, myfootballclub.co.uk. Come on, you...
Hello and welcome to Rebels Radio latest interview. I'm joined by Slough joint manager Neil Baker following today's 1-1 draw at home to Merthyr. How are you, Neil?
I think I'm a little bit better than you, John.
Yeah,
Voice, to be honest.
I'm struggling a little bit. I'm not sure commentary on Tuesday will be an option. We'll have to see how the voice holds out. Looking at today, what were the conditions like on the pitch?
The pitch I thought was in really good nick. It has been all season, if I'm honest. We've got a very good groundsman who works on it. It was wet, it was wet, and obviously we had the rain just after half time, which made it a little bit wetter, but no problems whatsoever with the conditions or anything today.
A few changes in your starting 11 from the game last week. What were the reasons behind that? Scott Harris on the bench?
Yeah, Scott picked up a dead leg on Saturday. Obviously, I mentioned on Thursday that he hadn't trained. He had a fitness test before the game today. It was touch and go a little bit, but he felt and we felt that it's probably best not to risk him, to start him at least. He was struggling with kicking. Running wasn't too much of a problem, but it was when he was striking the ball. But we've spoken to him actually afterwards, and he obviously come on for 15 minutes, and he's struggling a bit from that. So it was the right decision not to play him. Guy
Hollis, I don't know.
Yeah, Guy's had tonsillitis all week. He's been off work all week. I used to have tonsillitis all the time. It's a bit of a nightmare. It does definitely wipes you out for a bit. We didn't feel that he was going to be 100% fit today, and nor was he. So it was a decision that we had to make.
And going with a 4-4-2 formation.
It was, yeah. We didn't want to. We did want to go with a different formation. I won't say what, but we wanted to go with a different formation today. But what we had available led us to go to the 4-4-2. We tried to keep it relatively narrow with Luke Knight and Parso, but I don't think it quite worked today. But that was more down to the way Merthyr played, if I'm honest.
Yeah, how did the game start for you?
Well, I felt Merthyr were on top for large chunks of the game today.
Williams, particularly early on, seemed to be bossing it in the first 10-15 minutes, getting on the ball a lot.
Yeah, he's a quality player. He's played in the Premiership. I think he's played for Wales as well. He's got ability, but I wouldn't just say pick him out. I thought a number of them were very, very good. Kane McLagan up front was causing our defenders a lot of problems. He was very good in the air as well for his size. He gave us a lot of problems, but all over I thought they kept the ball, passed the ball very, very well, and a lot better than us on the day.
Yeah, during that first initial stages there wasn't too many clear-cut chances for either side, and then Clergy obviously popped up on the 21st minute, took his goal well, slightly I would say against the run of play. Completely
against run of play. Adrian Sear had done brilliant to win the ball back, and he sort of set Clergy up on the edge of the box, and it was a good finish from Jay. If I'm honest, throughout the game there wasn't loads of chances. I felt that Merthyr had a lot of the ball today, and kept the ball very, very well, but they didn't open us up bundles in terms of, Alex hasn't had to make loads and loads of saves. I definitely felt they were the better side, and I felt that they deserved to win the game.
Were you disappointed with your retention of the ball?
Yes, we obviously talked about that, especially at half time. We felt that we were giving the ball back too cheaply to them, because when they were getting the ball back, they were keeping it, and like we said last week against Poulton, it was the type of game that we needed to try and keep it, and I felt that we rushed a lot of our clearances when we could have probably taken an extra touch and sort of passed the ball sideways or whatever, but I just felt that we went a little bit too long today and didn't pass in the right areas and didn't have enough confidence on the ball. But you have to give credit to Merthyr because they shut us down very quickly. I talk about it before in other interviews whereby when, like for Margate, for example, when our lads had just got in their in Margate's faces, and I felt that that Merthyr did that today, and you've got to give them credit as well. And you're not going to play well every week, and we didn't play well today, but we're quite happy that we're still in the draw. Really.
Yeah. So at half time, obviously going in a goal up, as you say, slightly against the run of play, you were happy. What were the key messages you were trying to get into the boys?
Well, again, it was about passing the ball and trying to keep it. We felt that we were playing a little bit too deep. I think Billy and Reese were worried about McLagan's pace, which he did have pace, and unfortunately what that ended up doing was them dropping 5-10 yards deeper than they needed to, which then creates gaps all over the pitch, and you hear some of the fans sometimes going, oh, we're not winning it in midfield. Well, when there's big gaps between your defence, your midfield and your front two, it's very, very difficult for the midfield lads to get into the game. And to be honest, I thought Jamie and Searsy were they were two of our brighter sparks today. I don't think there was too many, but I thought those two worked their socks off in there. But we just said that we've got to try and keep the ball. We've got to try and get ourselves up and condense the game, further up the pitch. And we didn't really do that at all second half.
No, you had to soak up an awful lot of pressure. We soaked up a lot of pressure. I mean, at one point you sit there and think, oh, is it going to be our day? And are we going to sneak an ugly 1-0? But, fair play to, Gavin Williams. I mean, it was a great strike for the goal and it was fully deserved. And as I said to their management afterwards, that I felt that they were probably one of the best sides we've played this season and felt they deserved to win the game. Yeah, you made 3 changes in the second half. You obviously gave Jake Parsons a bit of a breather, brought Dobbo back on. That's positive news. Yeah,
Dobbo trained obviously Thursday. I don't think he got into the game today, but I don't think we had much about us attacking wise. It was about us sitting back a little bit because of what they were doing to us. And but yeah, it's good that he's back in the frame, and obviously we've got Rummy to come in to Tuesday, because we're going to struggle Tuesday. It's not an easy place to go to on a Tuesday night, especially if we've got one or two that have certain jobs that they can only get out at certain times, and it's very unlikely that one or two will play on Tuesday night.
Yeah, and particularly, I mean, it's going to be difficult to adapt there. Obviously, playing a competitive game on an artificial surface down there, where Merthyr obviously last season and this season they got a really, really strong home record.
Yeah, the 3G, 4G surface is an absolute, advantage to them. That's why they've had a great home record. Maidstone have had a great home record. Harlow have had a great home record this season. Whiteleaf as well. You're used to playing on that type of surface. Now, it's not that our lads aren't used to it, because they have trained on 4G and whatever else, but they'll be used to their surroundings, and it will be really, really tough. I mean, Guy Hollis, it's very unlikely that we'll be able to get him out of London to Merthyr in time for the game.
Nighty got a dead leg.
Nighty's got a dead leg.
Gloves on.
He will be struggling.
And welcome back to Penyderren Park for the just about to start the second half. Just waiting for the referee to count to 11 as Jake Somerville is the last player out of the tunnel. John's just putting on some gloves on that he left in his coat that he gave to. Oh, apparently they're Minty's gloves. Minty is actually Trent Phillips, for those of you who don't know. So at the moment there are no changes to either team. Slough will now be kicking from right to left. It's 1-0 to the Rebels, slightly against the run of play, but I think the locals are expecting a little bit more from their team this second half as the whistle goes, and Slough start the game. Ball's back to Ryan Parsons. Ball up for Johnny Dyer, who miscontrols it, and Green knocks it back to the goalkeeper. And okay, your name right, McLagan wins the ball. High hoof ball, as Sean Fraser does well to win that. Jake Parsons loses. Slough claiming for offside, but Adrian Sear playing a bit of head tennis. Smacked in the back as Rummy gets blocked by the referee, and the ball's with Chris Leake of Merthyr Town. He's just holding the ball, waiting for some movement. Out to Summerfield, the right back, into Trailer, leading scorer. Hits I don't know whether that was a shot
Cross
for
shot.
a pass.
Cross shot.
But that's gone out, almost hit the corner flag. You ain't got your gloves on yet, have you?
I'm just about there. Oh my word.
So it's going to be a goal kick to Slough. And if that's the way that Merthyr are going to shoot for the rest of the game, then long may that continue.
Yeah, Slough playing slightly into the wind on this. A short kick taken there by Somerville out to the left back position, and it's Reshort bringing it forward, Nana, and plays it short to Johnny Dyer. Johnny Dyer to Dobson on that far side. Plenty of Merthyr players all around him. Merthyr very hungry and quick to the tackle, and good strong
Rummy
bustling
doing well.
run by Rummy, who's shown no jet lag since his return. He only flew back into the country, arrived yesterday morning, I believe. Short interplay with Jake Parsons on the right hand side. He's on the halfway line, chips the ball through to Fraser to Parsons. Parsons looking for the ball up the line to Fraser. This is much better from Slough. Inside to Johnny Dyer. Johnny Dyer gets a touch. He goes down, and that looked a bit interesting, that tackle there, didn't it?
Yeah, it's, I think Johnny Dyer's mostly gone down a little bit too easy for that one.
But he was leaving
and,
off it.
Bradley rolls it out very quickly, getting to Merthyr on the attack.
This
with
game's
Gavin
high
Williams.
tempo. The wind just pulls up, and Billy Jeffries once again goes through the back
Billy
of the McLaren.
Jeffries is
Billy
gonna go in
Jeffries
the
should
book
go in
for
the
that.
book. He should go in the book. He's done it 2 or 3 times, and I'm sorry if you are watching it with your rebel eyes this evening, but that was definitely a booking for Billy Jeffries, because it's not the first time he's done that, and the referee is absolutely within his right to do that.
Yeah, so it's a yellow on 47 minutes for Billy.
But most importantly, Merthyr have got a free kick just in line with the edge of the D. The locals somewhat ironically.
Billy's just caught the ball as walking away from getting the yellow card and just thrown it away. And he's an idiot, because if he gets another yellow card for that, he'd be off. Keep your head, Billy. Come on.
Summers making his return to the side in goal after his 3-game absence with Badshot Lee. Alex has obviously gone back to Reading, but Williams is going to whip this free kick in towards the far post away from us. Good header away initially by that man Jeffries, and a foul ironically given against him, and Jeffries just almost in a press-up position.
I can understand that. He won the ball head clearly, so I can't see what the foul was for.
Perhaps there was a little bit of leaning in there from the big man Rubery there. As we're in a very high gantry today. If you've seen
your choice
of my choice,
your choice.
There wasn't much real good view or visibility in the stand, but it is mighty cold as the Welsh Valleys air is just doing this. We're up in real high country here, old coal town, and it took us a little while to get here, didn't it?
Yeah, well, it was quite a nice drive though. There was hardly any traffic, was there?
No, not too bad on the traffic front, but it's very brisk up here, and
you can just see McClurgs following Gavin Williams. Look at his run.
Ball's out right in front of us, down with Wright, who's playing left back today, up against Jake Parsons, and Rumbold comes back and falls off the challenge, but Wright making a hell of a drive forward. He's up against Jeffries now, left hand edge of the box, crosses it across, it's bouncing around.
It's in.
McLagan hooks it in.
McLagan gets the goal. And that is 48 minutes.
Merthyr's first goal on 48 minutes. Number 9, Kane McLagan.
And that all came from the fact that Jared Wright, the left back, has gone from literally the halfway line into the penalty box, into the 6-yard area, unchallenged, crosses the ball in. Jake can't hold it, and what's his name?
McLagan from 6 yards out, side foots it in to the empty net.
And that is not the start that Slough wanted. Yeah, you can just hear the managers below us geeing the Slough players up, but that's not what they wanted to do.
No, and that's exactly on the opposite side. Jenkins stood down in front of us, is very, very happy, as that will put Merthyr's tails well up. The locals are very
John, it's exactly the same as their equalising goal on Saturday, where Slough failed to put a tackle in and allow someone a free run.
And so now Johnny Dyer's battling away hard there up against Captain Green, but the ball's all the way back now with Rubery. Short ball to Williams, who's got plenty of space inside his own half. Just dinks the ball off there to Leak. Back to the centre-back pairing, who are quite happy to just pass the ball around inside their own half. Look for a long diagonal ball. Morgan's under it. Morgan takes a touch, pushes it back to Williams, and Williams under pressure from Jake Parsons. And Merthyr playing at real pace. The ball's almost over Jeffrey's head as it's thrown to McLagan. Rumbold heads the ball down and now hit up the line by Fraser, but miscontrolled, and the locals have found their voices here.
Yeah, Gavin Williams is the number 8. His movement is absolutely magnificent. Jamie McClurg's trying to stay with him, and he's popping up everywhere on the pitch.
So yes, a little chip ball through there from Merthyr, but it's still just about kept in on the far side. Williams starting to pull a few strings here in midfield, plays it out left to right, who's unfortunately just steps over the ball.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if he'd have had that touch when he ran from goal, that would have been great. He's just let that ball roll out underneath his feet. If only he had that kind of touch a couple of minutes ago.
As as Fraser rolls the ball up into his shirt just to dry off a little bit. He's looking to throw the ball up the line. Jake Parsons underneath it down here in front of him. Johnny Dyer trying to move. It's into the wind, and it's well won there by the small figure of Morgan, and then Fraser seemingly getting fouled there by McLagan, but nothing doing, and it's a free kick, and the locals are just using
Adrian Sears just gone down. He's just got a little knock, and let's just say that the locals have told him to get up in a maybe ruder manner than we could possibly broadcast.
And John Underwood's just in the linesman's ear, just asking him how he can miss it. It's Fraser's got the ball there and plays the ball forward to Johnny Dyer's feet, who's got buffeted around by Captain Green and tries to play a good ball through, but it's only as far as the right back, who there takes it forward to Summerfield now. Plenty of time and space, still got the ball at his feet, plays a ball in towards the feet of McLagan. That seems to be that ball, and now McClurg takes a touch to Parsons, who's under pressure from Williams. Williams does well, slides it through, but it only hits Fraser, and Fraser off Morgan. The ball's out. Oh no, it stayed in, just down in front of us. With Wright plays it all the way back to Rubery. Rubery, plenty of time and space, plays it to the feet of Leake, back to Rubery, back to Green. Merthyr really do keep the ball well.
Yeah, and not only that, when they've lost the ball, they are chasing it down like hungry animals at feeding time. They're certainly not giving Slough any kind of time on the ball whatsoever.
No substitutes warming up yet for either team. I think both management teams just seeing how this first 10-15 minutes pans out this second half. But the score is level again. Merthyr have once again come from behind. Can they go away and find that winning goal? As Morgan tries to clip it around the corner to right in front of us, but it's well won. Jeffries tries to take a touch.
What is he doing?
In the middle of the goal by...
And it's 2-1! Billy Jeffries
trying to
playing the ball in his own area.
Second goal, number 7, Gary Morgan.
Playing the ball in his own area. He loses it to Morgan. Morgan's clean through on goal. And he's put that one into the back of the net. Jake's got no chance.
In the first
2-1 to Merthyr.
In the first 7 minutes of the second half, the game was turned on its head.
Slough have thrown it away. That's 2 times.
Jeffries.
The first one they don't tackle. The second one, Billy Jeffries. Well, I don't know what he's doing. He didn't have the time, and he
took a touch. Took a touch to try and take it around Morgan rather than just clearing it first time, and Morgan came, shut him down, blocked the kick, and it rebounded to 12 yards out. Morgan had plenty of time and space just to whack it past Somerville.
Yeah, and it's Slough's own fault that they're 2-1 down, and the problem is Merthyr are looking hungry now. They're 2-1 up, but they want that ball back already.
And Sears driving straight through the middle as fast as he can, and now Green under a little bit of pressure from Johnny Dyer goes back to Bradley. Bradley hurried clearance with his right foot, which is what Jeffrey should have done, but it's Slough will now have to be tested in this. What character can they show in here, or are Merthyr going to get the goal? This third goal is Somerville's biting at the heels of Williams in his own half, but cleared up there by Rubery, and in the end Parsons hooks the ball down to Dobson, who's been quiet in the second half, driving down towards the bar line, has a kind of cross shot. It's going to go out for I think a throw-in, possibly. It's almost going to hit a corner flag, but it's a goal kick to Merthyr, but far from ideal from Slough this start to their second half.
No, obviously what the manager said to the Merthyr team at half-time has solidly worked.
£118 has been claimed.
Oh, wasn't our 50-50 ticket then, was it?
No. So if you're joining us late, Slough took a 1-goal lead into the half-time, but we've played 9 minutes second half, and during those 9-minute period, Slough have conceded 2 goals. Firstly, a great run down the left by Wright. Not enough challenges being put into him, and he tried to cross the ball in. Somerville palmed it away, but only as far as McLagan, who hooked the ball in on the kind of half volley past him. And then just barely 2 minutes ago, it was Billy Jeffries didn't clear his lines properly, and the small figure of Morgan shut him down well and blocked it, and then took maximum advantage. He dribbled it across the line, slotted it past Somerville, and Slough find themselves trailing, and they need, if they want to stay in the FA Trophy, they need to find something in the next 30-40 minutes.
Yeah, they've got it. The problem is every time that they've got the ball, Merthyr in their faces. It's Rumbold just changing his boots below us. That's what the hold up in the play is.
As they've thrown it in, and Sears on the edge of the box, but it's headed away and now cleared long, and Jeffries heads it across to York, and York's got to be on his toes here, and he's inside the centre circle. He's slightly overrun it, but he's cut back well. He's going to not lose the ball there. He chips the ball through to McClurg, but it's over hit, and Dobson on this right hand side for a moment just didn't quite anticipate that pass through, did he?
Yeah, I was just trying to see who's gone wide. Johnny Dyer is just sitting in as to cover James Dobson, who's out of position at the moment.
And James Dobson's charging around up front. It may be that they're trying to change a little bit for a moment, just to change the system, just to see if Johnny Dyer's back there. As Merthyr once again break down the far side. And it's been interesting because when Merthyr came back into the game on Saturday for those final 10 minutes or so, they seemed to ease off the gas. They seemed to take their foot off and be kind of content to sit.
Yeah,
and they gave Slough a little bit more opportunity. It'll be interesting to see now how they adopt to approach, whether they kind of ease off, let Slough come at them a little bit and pick them off on the break, or whether they still want to push as Somerville gets caught in kind of no man's land and Jeffries heads the ball away, but it's not cleared well, and now it's going to fall to McLagan, but headed away by Jeffries. It's punched around but conceded the corner by
I've got to say that if you were there on Saturday, the number 9 for Merthyr, Kane McLagan, is everywhere. He's a small guy, but he's out jumping Rhys York and Billy Jeffrey sometimes. He works so hard, and he's such a catalyst for this team. He's chasing lost causes. He's running everywhere. The boy's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, Rummy's back on the pitch now. There's 2 Merthyr players gone over for the corner. Dobson's over there, McClurg's over there. Johnny Dye's the only player upfield for Slough at the moment. He's stood in the centre circle. Ed Smith and Ben Edwards both going through a warm-up routine to our right-hand side, so there may be imminent changes, perhaps a change in formation. But a short corner for Merthyr on the far side. It's a routine to Morgan. Morgan back into Williams, and it's passed all the way cross goal, left by Sean Fraser. But that was very, very nice intricate play. A ball was passed to the edge of the 18-yard.
You know, Slough scored from a change in their free kick formation. And Merthyr, that was a fantastic free kick try there. Short one knocked in. It was Morgan picked up on the edge of the box. He's played it into the byline where Williams was. He's hit it hard and low across the box, but no one in the middle to put it in the back of the net.
Dobson picks up the clearance by Somerville, but it's now gone all the way back via Sear and Rummy to Somerville. So Somerville's got plenty of time. Merthyr setting off a little bit for me.
They're just trying to see how the game goes, but they're winning the ball back. They're still chasing.
Well, they still look a threat. They're an absolutely very good quality outfit, as we saw on Saturday and as we're seeing again tonight. But just now, while they're in this lead position, they seem to be sitting up there. As Johnny Dye goes for a header, but it's well won by Rubery. We're just seeing how this head tennis is going on at the moment. It's up and up and up, and Rhys York underneath it up against McLagan. McLagan theatrically jumps off him, and then it's up the other end, and Parsons flicks the ball down the line, and it's got Fraser interested, but also Ryan Rubery. There's 2 of them combining, and he's under hit the pass. Johnny Dye's almost in. But that's cleared well in the end by the keeper, Bradley, just up towards us. As Jake Parsons, under pressure from McLagan, working his absolute socks off down to Billy Jeffries. Jeffries to York. Slough being a bit more composed now, but
yeah, just got a bit of time. But the problem is there's no option for them. As
McClurg finds a ball in the middle, Slough certainly getting the better of the ball now. And as I say, I think Merthyr have sat back off, but that's poor from Rummy. He's given away to Newman in the middle, but well won back by Sear. But it's still with
Chris Leake,
with the feet of Leake, and Leake does a nice little turn and stud over, and then it seems to kick out a little bit of Sear, but he's got away with it as Newman's driving forward up against McClurg, still driving towards the edge of the box all by himself, but McClurg's run across him.
No.
And he's got him pulled back. The locals aren't very happy at all with that decision. And he's telling him, Jenkins is very much instructing Newman not to be such a greedy little person and pass the ball a little bit more.
In the politest possible way.
Well, that wasn't exactly how he was saying it, shall we say. As Dobson wins the ball, tries to flick it through, but it's aimlessly hit. Dobson not having one of his best games today.
No, I mean, it is his first real game back from since injury. And apart from a couple of good balls into the box in the first half, he hasn't had a lot to do. Just watching as Ed Smith seems to be going through a rather energetic warm-up, so it looks like he may be coming on. Slough do need some goals.
Yeah, I mean, Slough looked more impressive, and Merthyr seemed to have just stepped off it a little bit. Perhaps a little bit more comfortable as Wright passes the ball all the way back to Rubery, just on the edge of his 18-yard box. Left foot clearance up in the air.
It's a great run by Williams again.
Right underneath it, though. And it's cleared well by Jeffries twice. But Merthyr seem to be first to this second ball on most occasions at the moment. As the crunching tackle there by Rummy on Green in the midfield, and Leake's driving forward at vast pace. He goes down very softly.
Well, that's got to be a yellow card then, hasn't it, really? He's gone down so easy.
I don't think it has to be a yellow card, Adrian. He lost his feet. He wasn't really appealing very much, but this is an interesting scoreline at the moment. Obviously, Merthyr now in the ascendancy. They've tried to play a ball through to McLagan up against Jeffries, right-hand edge of the box. McLagan just stepping at it at Jeffries, cutting back inside. He's done himself. He's still got the ball at his feet. He's clipped it over. It's ricocheted off Rhys York and over the bar.
Jake Somerville's dived the wrong way, and thankfully for Rhys, that's gone over the top of the bar. But
and I think there's some fans have come on Merthyr, which I think is not Scouse. I think it's Welsh.
You hope.
I hope. As once again, a short corner routine. It's over on that far side. It's Newman and Williams.
Yeah, but again, they've got to be marking for Leake.
Leaks on the edge of the box with Parsons, but there's 2 players over there, and it's going to be left foot Newman. Drives it in towards the near post. It's flicked on its way towards the back post. Right meets it, and it's headed in! And it's a third goal! Trailer headed in from right at the far post, and Trailer puts Slough potentially to the sword and out of this competition as Merthyr score a third.
For the third goal, number 11, Ian Trailer.
And again, poor marking by Slough. The ball's flicks on, Joe right at the back post, heads it back into the danger zone, and there was 2 Merthyr players in there. It was Trailer who got the final touch, and he's headed it into an empty net.
It is
and you can just look at the Slough players now. I mean, they're just they're questioning each other. There's no encouragement going on.
I think their heads have dropped a little bit. It must be said. I mean, they're under a lot of pressure. They've come a long way, and things haven't been going their way. They've just been a little bit off it. They've been forced to be off it though by a very, very good Merthyr team, and it's not through lack of effort. It's just in some cases they haven't quite executed their plans as they want them. As Rumbold tries to play it through, now Sear driving forward, trying to wrestle things, gets a free kick, a soft free kick up against Williams. Williams just doing his best to waste time. Unders and Bakes underneath us just having a little conflab, having a little chat about what they want to do. I wouldn't put your tongue on that, it might stick, like in Dumb and Dumber.
That was on the other day.
Was it?
Yeah.
Slough are going to have to roll the dice now as we have played almost 63 minutes here at the Siggy Stadium. Merthyr coming from a goal down to be 3-1 to the good in this
3 goals
match.
in the first 15 minutes of the second half.
Dobson chips it in towards the far post. It's got Jeffries after it. Headed well out by right, though. And it's falling on the edge of the box. Sear wins it. But Merthyr looked dangerous on the back. It falls to Rumbold. He drives one in and it was
out wide.
Sliced away. But it was a good effort by Rumbold. But someone from Slough needs to run and get that ball and give it back, which Jake Parsons is just doing. And it's looking like Bradley's not in any rush to do it. I'm just going to walk across here and have a little look underneath us. You carry on.
I'll just carry on. Okay. Short ball out by Bradley to Rubery, who plays it into Leak, and totally unmarked on the far side was Morgan, but Ryan Parsons comes across and cuts it out, and somehow it really does look as if Slough are only playing with 10 men or Merthyr have got an extra man. They're first at every single ball, and there's so much space out on this pitch for them. They've got the time to do whatever they like at the moment.
So at the moment we're heading for an all Division 1 South and West match up between Merthyr and Didcot in 10 days' time here. Is Slough once again under pressure? McLagan putting York and Jeffries under pressure. As Johnny Dyer chests it down to Rummy. Rummy takes a heavy touch, gives the ball away, just pulls away at his opposition. But once again, Morgan plays it through to the feet of McLagan. Merthyr almost in party mode here. That was just a strong tackle there on Rumbold by the already booked Newman, and he'll need to watch himself.
I think McLagan in there as well. And
Jake Parsons coming off, and on comes Eddie Smith.
Number 14.
Yeah, Jake Parsons is coming off.
Ed Smith coming on.
And it's going to be Ed Smith on. And that's in the 63rd minute.
Slough having to push this game now. I'm going to stop to blow my nose.
Do you want me to put the microphone there so that everyone can hear it? He's just getting the tissues out. It's more exciting than the game. He's getting the tissues out of his pack. So the substitution there is Jake Parsons, the goal scorer for Slough, off. Ed Smith is on. And it looks like Lee Rumbold is going to be playing wide right. The ball's played, a free kick to Sean Fraser. Plays it in long. Johnny Dyer's almost got the chance there. But it's cleared by Leak to Ryan Parsons, just inside his own half. Flicks it to Dobson. Lovely little flick back to Ryan Parsons.
Tries to give it back to Dobson. Dobson wants to switch on, but he's running through at the moment players. He's skipped round 2. He's up against Newman there, and he's doing well. He needs to pass the ball. He does to Sears. Sear outright to Fraser. Slough certainly playing the best football of the game so far, and it's now Jamie McClurk out jump there, and Williams battling in there. It's all feet. And back to Jeffries. Jeffries plays it at feet to Fraser. Fraser down the line, but it hasn't found Rumbold. And Slough giving that ball away a little bit too easily. Jeffries comes strong through the back, but it's McLagan now. Bit of time, loads of space out right for them. There's 2 players out there, which is Summerfield driving forward.
Dobson's not running back to get them.
And Summerfield flicks the ball out right. It's going to be driven into the ball. Low cross. McLagan does it. The offside flag's up. The referee's going to play advantage though, as Summerfield's got it. He needs
McLagan's gone in there and he's actually hit against Reece York, and the rebound has hit.
As
John's trying to get some instructions from the
management team, just
bench.
giving Summers some instruction on what they want him to do with the ball and the pace at which. Williams got plenty of space in the middle of midfield now. He's running a great run there through from Traylor. He's onside. He's rounded Somerville. It's going to be a fourth, but
Good
great
save,
survival
Jake.
by Somerville. He's got back up on his feet. Traylor still passes it to the edge of the box. McLagan up again. Pass it out right, overhits it to Newman, but that was great work in the Slough goal by Somerville to keep Slough at a 3-1 disadvantage.
Yeah, whether that's an important, whether Slough can get back into this game, that was a great save by Jake Somerville. But again, it's the movement of the Merthyr front three is just tearing Slough apart.
And Slough hanging on a little bit, but Jamie McClure breaking away now. Slough have a lot of fight. They're showing heart here. They're under pressure here, but it's now out with Lee Rumbold just on the halfway line. Back to Fraser. Takes a moment, pass it into Jamie McClurg feet, back to Fraser, back to Jeffries. They're keeping the ball well, but they're not pushing forward at this stage. To Sears feet, back to Jeffrey. Slough keeping the ball. Dobbo in plenty of space in the middle.
Go wide.
And this is the best play so far. And then just kicked long, and it would have been better to keep the ball at that.
Yeah, Ryan Parsons was unmarked on the far side. He didn't look up and see him.
And now it's Merthyr's time to play.
I mean, what a pass that is by Gavin Williams.
Cultured ball
outside of his foot.
Outside of his foot, 30-yard ball. Finds the adventurous right back of field. Summerfield. Back to Williams now. Midway inside the Slough half on the right-hand flank. Williams making ground gracefully. Passes it short, but lost the ball there by, I think it was Leake on the far side.
And lets the ball roll past him. It's a throw for the far side, but James Dobson, it's his first game back since injury, and he is looking very tired at the moment. And the problem at Slough is the only person on the bench is Ben Edwards.
And Ben Ed's just putting on an extra layer, so it looks like he is going to be coming on. It'll be interesting to see whether he comes on for Rummy, who I think he probably won't do. I think Rummy's fit enough. It may well be Dobson making ways. Merthyr once again asking questions of Slough. Newman, edge of the box, left foot slide. Somerville grasps it at the second occasion with McLagan closing in. Merthyr still creating chances. There's going to be more goals in this game, you feel?
Yeah, plenty of time left. There's just hitting the halfway point of the second half. It's still Merthyr 3, Slough Town 1.
Dobson on the halfway line, back to goal.
But
under pressure.
I don't think that's going to be the final scoreline.
As it's flicked in, Merthyr under a little bit of pressure here. Great little bit of skill there by Traylor inside his own half. Chips the ball up the line for McLagan to get after. Reshaw just got fouled.
He just got clipped, and then as he's falling, he's handballed it. And
he's made sure the ball's not getting past him.
Locals thought that was handball, but they missed the foul a second or two earlier.
And the wind on this side of the commentary thing is picking up. I don't know about you over there in your very warm jacket, but
I'm cool. I'm just trying to save all the paperwork from blowing away. Yeah, I know you're having a drink. Don't worry. Ball's played out to Rhys York. As Slough tried to look to get back into this game. It's played through to Dobson, 30 yards away from goal, trying to go round, but closed down again well by Williams. Back out to Billy Jeffries. Out to Fraser. First touch in. Closed down by Morgan. Ball out to Dyer.
Dyer tries to feed it through to Smith, but Captain Green, who's been everywhere once again, he's looked over these two games, he has looked a hell of a player. But that was soft, and he's and Morgan's lying on the floor, and he knows
he's smiling.
He's smiling. And
McClurg's got a yellow card
for dissent. But Morgan knew it. He was having a good. As he was lying on the AstroTurf on the floor, he gave a little bit of a smile, a cheeky smile over on the bench, because he knew that he'd given the ball away there. But he took the tackle and made the most of it from Fraser.
Yeah, and he's made a miraculous recovery, as they say.
No treatment needed.
Yeah, a bit of a Ronaldo kind of winking moment there.
Sorry, what moment?
A winking.
Okay, sorry.
And a ball there. I mean, Summerfield, the right back, is in acres of space. Dobson's not anywhere near him, and thankfully Ryan Parsons is over there to thwart yet another Merthyr attack.
Yeah, so Merthyr playing well. Slough not out of this by any shout of the imagination, but the next goal will be key. Scotland 0, England 2. Well, that's interesting in that friendly encounter. It's nothing like this non-league game here that we've got for you. As Merthyr driving to the box, left-footed shot. It's well blocked. It falls on the edge of the box. It deflected off Traylor in the middle of the box, but it's thankfully wide. Slough really hanging on. Fraser wants it, but Rod Gilbert, aka Jenkins, down in front of us, just shouting some instructions. As there's another
substitution. Is it for Slough?
Slough taking the field, number 12, Ben Edwards.
Coming off Dobbo.
And it's going to be Dobson coming off for Ben Edwards, and that is in the 69th minute.
And Dobson's had he hasn't had his normal impact. I think he needs a good few games to get some. Like I said, he was looking a little bit tired. He wasn't running back
and giving any help to Ryan Parsons. There's acres of space on that left-hand side, but he's put a good shift in for his first full game, almost 70 minutes out of that. So it looks like Ben's going to go into the centre. He's actually playing left.
Yeah.
He's actually playing on left midfield.
As Johnny Dyer just got caught there, so ball out long and over Fraser's head. It's going to be a Slough throw midway inside their own half. It's a funny old kind of thing having a 3G pitch here, isn't it? Because the fans seem quite a way away from the edge of the pitch, aren't they?
Yeah, there is quite a distance between the pitch and where the fans are sitting, and along by where we are, it's seated both sides. So
there's a bit standing over there.
Where we are.
Oh, sorry, on our side, it's seated both sides.
Lovely.
Well played by Leek, who's been very strong
Leek.
there. And now played through. And McLagan's going to have wings to get that. He doesn't quite do it, but it's a throw.
Offside.
And he would have been offside anyway. But we are going into the final 20 minutes of this game. Merthyr coming from a goal down to lead 3-1, putting Slough to the sword, making chances pay. But Slough haven't defended as well as they can do. And Somerville's quickly looking to get forward and take it.
Yeah, and if you are listening, just because Slough are losing 3-1, please don't turn off. I know we're really annoying, but
anything can happen.
Stay listening, because you can never know what will happen.
Really short, trips the ball through in the direction of Ben Edwards, flicked down by Johnny Dyer. It's fallen to Sear, who plays the ball across, but it's overhit there. And now, once again, Merthyr come out, and Billy Jeffries gets dummied off.
Lovely dummy to Newman.
McClurg after him, York after him. He cuts back onto his right. He's dancing around, and he's passed it only to Ben Edwards, who does his best to chip and stand on the ball. It's out to Williams, who lays it off to Morgan, who's still made a miraculous recovery outright. Merthyr playing with Slough at the moment.
Leak on the ball at the moment.
Left-footed drive, blocked there by Adrian Sear in a gentleman area. He's just having a arm-shaver moment there.
And Ben Edwards just goes past two players.
And then can't overstretch the third, and it's now Trailer on that far.
That's Newman with the ball. He's just in the middle a minute ago. This is what we mean by the movement of the Merthyr players. They're all
there's
over
an
the
offside
place.
flag there. And they are very, very fluid. They play a really interesting, exciting game of football. I found out an interesting fact earlier about Mr. Williams in the centre of midfield. I think he's on high hundreds of pounds a week here, and it's mainly because one of their sponsors, Aquarius, who are advertised over there, pay his wages every week.
Really?
Otherwise he wouldn't be here. He's a Merthyr boy, and he's on significant money, circa £700-800 a week, which is probably quite a significant amount of the Slough budget. And
this must be quite a lot of money in Wales.
Yeah, and yes, it's one of the sponsors stump up, because obviously Merthyr here are undergoing a big regeneration. They've got a grant for 1.8 million, I think, from the Premier League Football Association to do up this stand. They had an old bar there that was famous from the days the ground was in. It's called Strikers. That's been poleaxed, but there's only 3 sides that are habitable. The side away to our right isn't, apart from those stewards that are there, who probably aren't supposed to be, and they're going to try and make this into a better facility. I mean, it's an amazing facility. They obviously can get some money out of this 3G surface. They have walking football here, Adrian, for you.
It's a long way for me to come for just a game of walking football.
10 to 11s on Wednesdays, I think it is. Over 55s. Do you qualify?
10 to 11 in the morning?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't do that. As Slough win a free kick, you're not missing much at the moment.
No,
Johnny Dyer's just been clipped as the ball's gone forward.
Hence why I'm talking about walking football and the pitch.
Right, okay. It's trying to be funny. I didn't get it. It's got a free kick for Slough. It's about 15 yards inside the Merthyr half.
Yeah, and
just like McClurg or Ryan Parsons is going to take this one.
As we're in the early 70 minutes, we need to. I think Slough need to make a difference now, and they're being ushered into the box by the management duo.
Don't forget, we have had a couple of free draws away from home, so it could
Parsons
still be on
left
the
foot
cards.
across, too close to the keeper. Easy meet and drink for Bradley, who even at this late stage is quite happy to bowl the ball out, get Trailer on his feet. But Fraser's coming across, and Fraser's chipped the ball up, but it's only falling to Williams. Williams, good first touch, cuts inside on his right foot, running parallel to the halfway line, plays the ball all the way out to the right hand side. Miscontrolled at first.
Yeah, but there's 3 players there, and they're all unmarked.
And I think it's very difficult. It is almost a bit like chasing shadows, but Merthyr extremely good on, particularly on this surface, which they're very well and very well known and very comfortable on. I mean, they're looking to drive the ball in across here. It's a great ball. It's over the front of Trailer, and it's out for a goal kick. But the home fans really warming to this evening.
Yeah, and when you see the kind of football that's being played here, you know, if you're there on Saturday, you know what Merthyr can do, and they're doing exactly the same tonight. Slough are just chasing shadows, and they're getting nowhere in the game. And when they don't have the ball, Merthyr won that ball back. They they're not happy to let Slough get back into this game.
No, they've. I mean, this season so far, they've only lost one competitive game on this 3G surface at home. That was, I think, 1-0 to Larkhill Athletic in a cup competition, and they only lost 2 in the whole of last season, and that was the actual playoff final.
Ben Edwards just been fouled there.
The playoff final to Poulton, which they lost 2-0, and then they lost another cup competition. I think it was to Tiverton or someone 2-1. So they were unbeaten in the league here all last season. So it just shows what that difference of being accustomed and used to a 3G surface makes.
Yeah, but lots of teams have decent home records, don't they, without it being 3G? So
I think it just adds that other.
Chelsea got a good home record. They ain't got 3G. Margate had a good home record.
Okay. I just think it's a factor. Slough drive the ball into the box. It's flicked away by Wright. The wind just gusts up here, and it's Williams deep on his own touchline, chips the ball through out to Trailer. Merthyr looking to break forward quickly. His Trailer drives the ball down the line, and it's got Somerville interested, but also McLagan's out, and Somerville steps it over, does very well. and he's getting a round of applause, a sarcastic round of applause, shall we say, from the Merthyr fans behind the goal. I think there's a fat something or other was coming out as well there as well.
Did Jake really say that to him? That's not fair.
I think he's short. I don't think he's weightily challenged. As Somerville clears the ball long up into the air, it's in the direction of Ben Edwards, and it's not won there by Johnny Dyer and Ed Smith coming back from offside position, I thought, but linesman didn't think much of it, and the game just seems to have quietened down these last few minutes, doesn't it, Eddie? Yeah,
and Slough still not getting much of the ball. I think Ed Smith's only had 2 touches since he come on in the 63rd minute, as the ball just chips over the Slough back four, but Reshaw does well to win that one. But again, the first people to the ball every time are Merthyr.
Yes,
they want that ball so much.
Yeah, and all their players look like ball players. They're all very comfortable on the ball, as Williams still turns nicely away from McLagan.
Williams just shows.
Drives over the halfway line, plays it in towards the feet of another colleague, takes it back, and he's having a great run. Pass it out left to Trailer. This would be a hell of a goal if he gets a cross in. He's running up against Fraser. He's on his right foot. He cuts back to his left, up to the byline, chips it across, hits Jeffries. It chips it into the far post, headed away by Parsons. Merthyr picking it up though again, and they're just boundless.
There's 2 men on the far side, and they're both unmarked. No one's helping out.
They're driving towards the edge of the box. It's a shot, and it's driven just inches over.
Good save by
Somerville, and that I think was from Newman on the edge of the box.
Yeah, and it's just the movement. I mean, Williams was just running with the ball, and he looked one way, passed it the other way to Trailer, and Slough just don't know what to do with him. Do you reckon we could sneak him into your car?
What, hostage?
Yeah, bit of chloroform.
Oh, it's cold. Is all I've got to say. Is Merthyr's corner comes in towards the near post, headed up in the air by York. It's fallen to McLagan. He heads it back out towards the far right hand side of the box, and it's Trailer, I think, on that far side. Drives it across.
Back flick.
Tries to flick by Trailer, I think it was, and it's just inches wide. They're playing that almost champagne football at the moment, Merthyr.
Jake getting a bit of abuse as he goes to get the ball there. He's wearing the right kind of steward's outfit to kick him out.
Fraser looks for the ball but doesn't get it. Instead it's out left to York, and York chips a long ball up the line. Has Johnny Dyer flicks it inside in the direction of Ed Smith, but Ed Smith didn't touch him, I don't think, but Captain Green made a bit of a meal of it, and it's through past Rumbold, who I think legs are starting to tire. He isn't as much in the game out on the right as he has been in the middle, and Williams under a little bit of pressure there from McClurg pulls out another great ball, and great interplay on that far side.
Is that Morgan or Leake?
Morgan Newman. And Billy Jeffries cuts across. It's another corner to Merthyr. It's all one-way traffic here.
Yeah, and Billy Jeffries does really well to cut that out, because it was Ian Trailer behind him. He would have just had Somerville to beat, and the form that they're in, who knows? But every time Merthyr get the ball, they look so strong going forwards.
Slough really need to do something very quickly, as we've only got 12 minutes of normal time remaining in this FA Trophy second qualifying round game.
Well, I hope they score 3 goals, because without being rude, and I know that a lot of people want Slough to do well, but I don't want us to go to extra time and penalties.
Another corner on the far side. Somerville just holding his arms out, just asking of the referee exactly what's occurring. Do you like what I've done there?
Yeah.
As
no substitutes seem to be warming up for Merthyr. They're quite content with the way they're playing at the moment. It'll be Williams to take the corner.
At the moment in our league, I understand that Cambridge are winning at St Neots. Cambridge City winning at Neots. Meanwhile, I believe that Hitchin are winning 1-0 at Histon.
And Gavin Williams has taken the Luke
Knight corner. Somerville punches 2 hands. gets a free kick, and Morgan's not in a hurry to get the ball back. He just kicks the ball away a little bit, and Ginger Ed Smith goes to get the ball.
Yes, and Gavin Williams has taken the Luke Knight cornering idea.
Merthyr Town. Leaving the field, number 7, Kerry Morgan, being replaced by 16, Corey Jenkins.
So Jenkins, who made a substitute's appearance on Saturday, very pacey, very good. Morgan getting a decent hand here from the locals.
80 minutes gone on that substitution. Just as I said that they weren't looking to make a substitution. Shows you what I can see from up here.
I can tell that.
But Morgan comes off to a fantastic round of applause from the locals. Scorer of the second goal.
Somerville yet to take his free kick, chips it up long. It's in the direction of Johnny Dyer. Johnny Dyer, there's all sorts going on there. There's a free kick, then Johnny Dyer was having a right old wrestle. No, it was Johnny Dyer had his arms all over like this. He was flapping at Rubery, and that's what the referee first of all saw.
Ed was having a go with
I think they
Green.
both were. I think the Ginger Strikers were having a bit of, and you can see they're just carrying on a little bit after this. So interesting as we go into the final 10 minutes here at Penyderren Park. Did you like that? Was a bit Welsh.
Was it? I don't. You're just making it up, aren't you?
Yeah, no, not actual Welsh. And Slough have been outplayed again today. It's fair to say. I mean, I think the score is a fair score. Slough have battled hard. They've put in a good shift, but they've been out footballed today.
Yeah, they have indeed. Very much like Saturday's game.
As Fraser's buffering up against Jenkins immediately, and is some very bright lime green boots Jenkins brought on, and it's a throw and almost in line with the end of the quadrants. The locals extremely happy with their results. They're going to pick up 3,250 in this for winning this game tonight, which is always useful in their coffers. And
that'll pay Williams' wages for a week, won't it?
Well, if they had to, and then. As I say, I think they'll go on and be confident against Didcot, having already dispatched them in this very stadium 3-1 early in the season. The ball's in the Slough box, headed up in the air by Parsons. It's Slough struggling to defend, but Rumbold hits it up to Johnny Dyer towards halfway line. McClurg's now got a touch of space, flicks it outside to Ed Smith. His first opportunity to get a foot on the ball. He's being well marshalled there out by Captain Green to Fraser. Back inside to Sear. Sear to McClurg. McClurg through, heads the ball off. Ed Smith can't stretch to keep it in, and it was just a little bit overcooked there by Johnny Dyer. But good effort, and now it just shows a little bit of the emphasis of the game, because no one's really running to get that ball and bring it back in that quickly.
No, not at all. But you can't blame Merthyr. You know, they're looking to see the game out.
No, but I mean, even none of the Rebels are running off the pitch to go and grab it and bring it back in.
I think that sums up the Slough performance today.
I think they're still hanging on with threads. I think they need some more players. They need a bit of fitness. They need to get some of these injured players back. Hopefully, Rummy being back in the squad for Saturday will be in that team against Hitchin. Guy Hollis might be fit again. A free kick awarded. I'm not sure who against there. I think it was McLagan.
McLagan seems to be the one that Sean Fraser seems to say high foot.
And Slough really need to gamble now. They need to start chucking people forward. Everyone's going forward. Summers is coming up to take a free kick from literally on the halfway line.
He was going to go into the box.
No,
at his height into the box.
He's 5 yards inside his own half, right on the halfway line. Chips the ball up towards the far post. It's in the direction of York. York leaps well. It's into the box. He chested down. It's fallen out. McClurg got buffeted off the ball.
Trying to look for that one. That's terrible.
And then back to Fraser. Fraser's going to repeat the effort, chipping the ball towards the far post, towards Rhys York. It's a lower trajectory this time. It's bouncing around in there. Jeffries has won it, but this will be...
He's been beaten to the ball by Newman.
And Newman's now going to play it into trailer down the line.
Slough have got troubles here if they play the right ball.
They've slowed it down. Leeks slowed it down enough to allow Slough to get some players back, but it's now still with trailer on that far side, cutting inside. McLagan to his left. He finds him. Midway inside the half, back out right to Leek, and Leek's going to have plenty of time to go up against Ben Edwards. He's cutting in. He's cut back. He's stopped. He's chipped it to the edge of the box to Williams. Volleyed audaciously 3 feet wide of the left post. And
but they've got so much time on the ball. It's unbelievable. Leek just at time, all the time in the world, and he just does a cheeky little flick to Williams. As Ed Smith wins a header.
Flick down the line
by Merthyr again.
And then Billy Jeffries comes, clears the ball. That's not hit our car. So far, I don't think any have hit our car. Hopefully.
No, but I think that's actually must be landed in England. That one.
That was quite close. For some reason, why don't we have to pay to get back in England?
What, on the Severn Bridge?
Yeah,
I don't know.
We had to pay the other way, didn't we? which was quite good. But McLagan, once again, ball at his feet. Plenty of space inside the midway, inside the Slough half. Lots of Slough bodies behind the ball. Merthyr quite happy to keep the ball at this late stage. They lead by 3-1 as we have 5 minutes of regular time left as York comes through the back with a strong tackle, headed on by Johnny Dyer, who's worked tirelessly up there, out with Ben Edwards on that far side. He's getting kicked a little bit. Pops the ball out and his arms go out to the side as if to say to the referee, what exactly are you doing? He felt he was fouled there.
Yeah, he thinks he's got a little bit of a kick, but the referee's got that right. And I think Slough just want the final whistle now. There's haven't had a chance on goal for so long.
Yeah, there hasn't been, it would be an absolute mugging, I think, at this stage, as McClurg forearms off Leake. But once again, the cleanest player on the pitch this evening award goes to Williams, who I don't think has... he slid in once down in front of us, but he hasn't got himself dirty at all.
Merthyr Town leaving the field, number 10, Ryan Newman. Being replaced by 15, Guillermo Bauza.
And apparently the substitute for... Merthyr, Guillermo Bauza in the 85th minute.
Is an under-19 Spanish ex-international who played alongside Fernando Torres.
Apparently he's got more pace than Theo Walcott.
He looks more like that other Walcott for Banbury, if I'm honest, in terms of his physique.
Well, we'll see the final 5-6 minutes what he can do. He's got one of those silly little man bun haircuts.
Yeah, and Rumbold was just given some instructions there by the Slough joint management team just to have a little word with Jamie McClurg, who's on a booking already, just I think to calm down. I think the game may have gone, and I think they don't want to add any issues with in terms of suspensions. It's not what we can afford with the injuries that have gone.
Bowser picks the ball up.
First touch of the ball, he's lost it to McLagan, and McLagan was fouled there by Reshalk, and there's going to be a free kick to Merthyr, midway inside the Slough half, dead centre of the pitch, and Williams makes his way immediately up to do it. Neither team in a particular hurry to get this going. Jenkins still down prowling the touchline is what I'd say he seems to do, and just giving some instructions on the different places, telling people where to play, and they're just quite happy to play keep ball. It's with Leake again, who I think has been one of the most influential. I think Williams may sometimes attract the headlines, but Leake has put in a hell of a performance today.
Yeah, and he seems to switch from being the holding midfield player to going out wide and right as Green gets the ball, he goes forwards. This is their centre-back who's trying to keep the ball in. It's out for a throw-in right by the corner, but he's the furthest forward player and he's the captain back.
Award as chosen by tonight's match sponsors, Trade Centre Wales, goes to number 3, Jared Wright.
Hey!
Go.
What?
No, right, not what.
Yeah, I know.
As Merthyr still driving towards the edge of the Slough box.
It's Trailer.
No, it's not. Yeah, to Trailer. Trailer pulls the trigger. But it's wider, Jake's upright, and Slough are really now in the death throes of this game.
I really don't know what game the sponsors have been watching if they give the man of the match to Wright. I mean,
he made a few decent runs.
Kane McLagan up front has been absolutely outstanding.
Well, I think there's quite a few options. I don't think Trailer's had a bad game. I don't think Green's had a bad game. I think you could go around most of the Merthyr team and say I don't think any of them have had a poor game really. But McLagan once again puts himself about there and see
the height difference between him and Billy Jeffries, and he's going for the headers.
Jeffries passes the ball across to Reshalk midway inside his own half. Tries to get the ball out early in the direction of Parsons. He goes back the other way though, but it's easily cut out, and now Slough might be in trouble. But Sears picking up against Williams, and Williams puts through Jenkins is trying to outpace Fraser down the right hand side, and he's stood up against him, cuts inside. Jenkins facing towards his own goal, pulls it all the way back to Williams. He's got Akers, first time great ball back to Jenkins down the line. Fraser's just chasing shadows at the moment. He's kept it in, put it back onto his right foot using his strength. They're almost toying with him, and he's running across away. He's still got the ball at his feet, goes all the way back to the halfway line to Green, gets a nice round of applause.
He's looking for Williams straight away.
Rumbold heads the ball clear. Fraser now once again. Jenkins
Fraser's letting the ball come to him rather than go to the ball, and Merthyr win it back.
Williams, short pass, gets it back himself. He's playing his own game out here at the moment, is Williams, but he's short ball through as we are in the final minute of the 90. And Slough, despite going in, it's been a tale of two halves. Although Merthyr were good during the first half, Slough somehow managed to take a 1-goal lead, and they're going to go back to. They're going to have plenty of time to think about it all on the buses.
And the manager didn't like that one.
Jenkins, even though it's the 90th minute and there's a free kick on the halfway line that where I think it was Williams was leaning into one of the Slough players.
Let's remember Reading versus Slough. Slough were 3-1 down in the final minutes. 2 goals. Could it happen here again? Most probably not, but
Slough need to score with this free kick. Somerville's taking it. It's a yard inside the Merthyr half. He's chipping it in towards the far post.
Rhys York.
It's in! And Slough scored! Slough got a goal! Billy Jeffries!
Number 6, Adrian Sear.
Was it? He's giving it to
it was
Adrian
Billy
Sear.
Jeffries.
It was Billy Jeffries that got that one. It's a goal on 90 minutes.
And this
And
is
that's 3-2.
So, as I said, we have to score here. And as you said, you don't want extra time. Come on, Slough.
I did just say Reading Slough 3-3. Rhys York is playing up front. Billy Jeffries is playing up front. The back.
Rummy's playing centre back.
Rummy.
We've got Parsons left centre back, and we got
Sean Fraser's playing
right centre back. And they're in absolutely no hurry to take this over.
They are not going back whatsoever. Rhys
So
York's
we've
just
got
dropping back.
Billy Jeffries is the best centre forward you've ever seen, and Slough just need to get the ball back and get it forward. Rhys York's dropped into kind of a centre midfield position.
We have played 45 minutes, so it's just the extra time that the referee adds on. Ball comes to Rhys York. High foot.
Oh, that's going to hit us. Slough have got the opportunity to get the ball forward.
Oh, almost.
Everybody's getting ushered forward. Slough show some heart, and I mean that goal's again against
Came
the
from
run of play.
absolutely nothing.
Headed back across goal by Rhys York from the long kick
Jake
from
Somerville's
Somerville.
going to take the free kick deep in his own half. He's going to pummel this forward. It's
held up in the wind.
Kick.
It's held up in the wind. Rhys York's gone after it. He's hunting for it, but it's going to be cleared. First time ever I've seen Williams slash a ball clear, and it's headed up in the air by Fraser. McLagan's under it, but across comes super sub Ben Ed to play the ball upfield. But it's going to be Williams again. He's kind of shinnied it forward. Get Somerville underneath it. What the hell's going on? Why did he not get a shout? As it's Harum Scarum in the last few minutes, and Jenkins slowing it right down as we've played 46.5 minutes.
And Slough win a throw in here, deep inside their own half, on the right-hand side. The locals trying to get at the final whistle, making it themselves. It's going to be a throw-in by Sean Fraser.
As we've got a good few
throws it to Jake Somerville.
Somerville drives it up at us, unfortunately. That wasn't the best. And Merthyr in absolute no hurry to take this, but 3-2, perhaps slightly flattering Slough at the moment. And
well, yeah, I mean, Slough really only had 2 free efforts on target, and they've scored 2 of them.
John Underwood goes an awful long way to get that and take it.
Williams taking his time with the throw-in.
And we're in the death throes, and Merthyr trying to keep it down in that corner. And that looks like it's gone out.
No, it's not.
McLagan keeping hold of it.
No, he's going to won a free kick.
Final score, Merthyr Town 3.
He's just announced the final score, but we're still playing. He's a little bit enthusiastic. So it's a free kick, not the final whistle, but it's a free kick to Merthyr deep inside the Slough half. And Slough are forming a ring of 10 or something around them.
And that's it.
And that is the final whistle.
At last, final score, Merthyr Town 3, Slough Town 2.
And the managers just shake hands underneath us, and all the players. Ben Edwards, what happened there? What's Ben Edwards moaning about? Ben Edwards is just moaning about something. Why is he getting
Chris Leak.
What's happened there?
And the management team are telling the Slough players to go and thank the small travelling contingent of Slough fans on the far side.
What's going on here?
I know, he's the substitute.
I'm not sure what's going on with Ben there. I didn't.
La 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 la.
I saw the flickering shadows of love on her blind. She was my woman. As she deceived me, I watched it went out of my.
We might as well turn off because no one's going to hear this.
I think we should say bye bye.